Oh, Brandon is here.
Yo, the legend. Oh,
just left. What a shame. Yeah.
Let me. Okay.
There's. Oh, what's up, Pat? I haven't seen you in a while here. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Howdy there.
Yo, what's up? Let me just speak a few more things real quick.
What's the tier 3 for?
Anything.
Pretty much all the content within the week, as far as I understand, or just general stuff.
Yes. We're just essentially we're just yapping about whatever is going on. The idea I have in my mind is that we're going to have a Saturday afternoon where we just discuss all the shit that been going on in the week, whether it be One Piece, One Punch Man, Hunter x Hunter. Though to be fair, I am behind right now on One Punch Man, so I guess I can't talk about everything obviously is going on. And then for Hunter x Hunter, I didn't read the latest chapters for scans. I just did recaps to kind of refresh myself on what was going on and who was moving. And then we'll probably do, like, the way I think it's working for Hunter x Hunter is that I want to read the chapter on Monday for the official Viz Media chapter. And then we can talk about that chapter, but I'll probably be like a chapter behind then because the scans will come out, I think, at the end of the week.
I suppose until you catch up with One Punch Man, maybe we can leave that to like next week when you're caught up.
Yeah. So I will say that the recap was very, very good because it helped me really remember the insanity that Kurapika went through earlier in the arc. That was intense stuff what he was going through. And now just seeing what's going on with Benny Boy on the move because of Hulkenberg's plan and seeing what's going on there, where now he's trying to instict martial law on the ship because he may be getting X'd really soon. So there's a lot I know Takashi's going to cover for that situation, and it's going to be pretty dense read on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah,
now I will say I kind of feel bad. I feel very bad for Broke Barrel. Broke is just going through the ringer currently.
Ooh.
Have you caught up with Berserk yet? They released the latest chapter.
No, I haven't read Berserk in a while. I'm gonna be frank with you. I've been kind of on the fence with reading Berserk ever since Miura passed away. I've been to me, yeah, like to me, kind of feel as if like reading Berserk would be almost like an upfront to Miura because even though the friend, has a good insight what Miura wanted, it's still not gonna be a perfect insight when Miura on it, whether it be changes, whether it be art style, whether it be positioning, like all kind of stuff. So that's what to me, it's
because
like,
he's not Kentaro Miura.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he.
That's fair.
Understandable. It's just like with Dragon Ball Super with Toriyama taking over.
You mean Toyotaro?
No, Toyotaro. Yeah, Toyotaro.
Yeah, Toyotaro. Yeah, I mean Toyotaro can have his take on how the story's going to be, moving forward, which is fine.
But he's not Toriyama.
Exactly. So it's like that's why to me it's like this is a. I love the work, but and I love the story. But at the same time, this is the same story. Like
it feels more like an abridged version.
Yeah, you could argue that. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not against that thought. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, with the adaptation, they're likely going to go by Toritaro's story, since Galactic Patrol and the arcs afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they are Toriyama's ideas, but they're going to be executed with Toyotaro's vision. That's just not the same as if it was Toriyama executing it.
Not true. That's true. That's the idea. That's the idea. That's fair. With Berserk, I mean, I probably will get back to it at some point, but right now is not that time for me personally. And then I'm probably going to wait up until when I feel the time is right to get back to the story, I'm gonna do it. I'll probably read on stream, but right now I don't think it's the time. So I'm just kind of sorting it out. It's a matter
of right place, right time, right time.
Pretty much.
What's up, Mike?
What's up? How you guys doing?
No, we're chilling right now. We're chilling. Yeah. Anything on your mind for the week?
Well, for the most part, I think it's wild that last shot with Luffy punching Nemo.
I mean,
Talk to me.
not really, because he already did this against Kaido.
Well, not so much as wild as it's in a bad way. It's just whoa,
Oh, and
like he just came out
yes,
swinging. Like okay, we're there.
it's just a way. It's just a wow factor. Now we had the base Lucci agenda. Now we have the base Luffy agenda. But honestly, I've had since Wano, bro. Like Luffy in base since Wano has been a different beast.
I saw
Yeah.
I saw a post from Eric when I was tweeting the other night, last night, and then Eric actually made this post where he says that, well, he said a take or theory that Luffy was nerfed the entire time during Agate Island, like the entire way through. He was never at full power, and then, or it's from most of the arc, and then now we're gonna see like a full power Luffy, in earnest fighting against Emu now. What do you think about that idea?
But I think that's cap, because honestly, that if you're going to use that logic, then you're going to say, then you have to argue the same thing in Wano, and you have to argue that what all the food that Caribou gave Luffy was not enough to get him back to full health or like full power, which to me is just like cap. Like it's like,
I mean, I've argued that when he fought against Kizaru the first time, he wasn't at full power. But
yeah, but
what he was, but after we had the full
Kizaru,
stomach, yeah, because like, he
yeah,
does say full power. But I think that also, like, Luffy's intent does matter. I remember I think it was Vincent Chansard who was talking, I think, to Brago in a interview, and I think he was talking about the idea that Luffy, or like when the director said that Luffy was not supposed to be trying to take out or beat Kizaru, more like he was just trying to make sure that Kizaru wouldn't get Vegapunk. So, like, Luffy's intent wasn't to defeat the bad guy per se, but to save Vegapunk. So I don't know how you want to parse that, but the idea would be, at least the way I see it, would be like Luffy's not trying to go all out in defeating an opponent per se on Agate Island, whereas now he's trying to go all out to beat Emu.
That's why I made the comparison with Kaido, because he was trying to beat Kaido, but it's like you also have to take into account, like, Kaido had to go through a gauntlet and he had no breaks, while Luffy had plenty of breaks. He even had like a food break. So it's like it's just, and it's like, yeah, Emu's not fresh because he has been fighting with Loki, which, by the way, Loki and Ragnar, my goats, holding down the fort. And it's like, now Luffy's gonna come in. Now, is it going to be like a tag team, or is Loki gonna take like a breather?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. Like, I don't know, because it could be a tag team, but it feels like because Luffy hasn't had time to shine, it may be a tag team later on. Then you have Luffy do his thing now. So we'll have to wait and see.
I think more so. I'm wondering because Loki said that Ragnar is the only one that can unthaw the ice. So it's like the Straw Hats are going to try and unthaw the ice, and they're gonna fail.
Yeah.
So it's like, at some point, I would imagine that Brook has to interact with Ragnar at least. Like, Brook has to interact with Loki with like Ragnar, and like request that the ice is unthawed, or at least partially, so that he can actually have a conversation with Shuri. Because right now, she shouldn't be possessed, because Emu's preoccupied with Luffy and with Loki right now. You should be too distracted.
I don't know if there's a play that Brook himself could do with the ice, because he also controls ice too. But I mean, yeah, if the idea is that the ice can't be frozen, and then explosions don't work on it, according to Usopp. I mean, mind you, these are Emu explosions, but they didn't work anyway. So, but there was that crack that we saw, like, it was a sliver, it was a crack that we saw when I think it was like Emu
teleported.
Left. Yeah, Emu teleported out, and then there was there was like a pocket of air, or like there was a vacuum air that was right there. So maybe because of that vacuum, it could be like starting to crack, and so that should be something that they can maybe manipulate from the inside out. I just don't know how to do it.
Or hear me out. I know that you don't want. I know you might think that this is too much for Brocco, but maybe his awakening can undo the ice. Because again, Ragnar should be supernatural ice, because that's a mythical zone. Brook is a paramecia, but his cold is also supernatural. So if the two come from the same source, if it is like the same kind of ice, then maybe Brook can interact with that directly in a way that
Why would Brooke awaken now? Like, what are the signs? Because normally there'd be like signs that he could that he's awakening, but no one has. Like, the only signs I see from awakening from the crew is from Robin, where maybe you can argue that the Demonio Fleur could be a sign that she's on the verge of awakening. I'm not getting that sense with Brooke. Like, what does Brooke done to show that
maybe
he's
with
awakening?
Chopper because he's smacking the Death
What?
Water dude, so we don't know about that. But Luffy's awakened, and the only other three are like Brooke, Chopper, and Robin. And it's like Robin could awaken, but honestly, given Oda's track record of not giving her hockey or anything, like I'm not sure if he's going to give her anything.
Yeah.
With Chopper is kind of like confusing, but it's like he's giving a lot of spotlight to Brooke. So I'm like saying, if Brooke awakens this arc, that it's not that far fetched. That's all I'm saying. Also the fact that I will take my W's when I can. I did say 2 weeks ago that I thought that this was going to be the last chapter of the flashback.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I do admit the cutoff point is kind of abrupt. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, yeah. So I thought that there'd be more lore that Oda would put in this flashback. So I had a theory, kind of going to the flashback, that maybe Elegia was important because Elegia, like the country itself, would have music that pertained to the gods. So you'd have something like the music of maybe the sun god, the earth god, the rain god, and the forest god. They would have something there on Elegia, since it was a country of music, and it would be something that's hidden away that they kept as a secret for the country. And then these Celestial Dragons found out, and they wanted to destroy it so they could try and erase, all of the history or all the music tomes that used to belong to the other gods. Because every time we see a god or a godlike person per se, there's always some sort of beat or some sort of rhythm that they have. The problem is that like the lore element was mostly about the eyes, where we now know that the discolored eyes have a unique property, and now they're kind of moving like it's some sort of Naruto Kekken Genkai, where you have the Three-Eyed Clan with their unique eye powers. Now you have the Men Mayer family with their just discolored eyes. So there's very things that are going on there, but that to me felt a little bit shallow. I think I feel like there was a missed opportunity for sure, but not having anything involving the music of the gods in a country about music.
I mean, I kind of told you that I thought that Elegia and Esperia have like similar tones, but they would be unrelated to each other. But yes, I agree with you. That's kind of like a missed opportunity when it comes to like that kind of theme. Now, I do want to ask you, what are your opinions on Grove? Because I wasn't expecting, like, yeah, Brooke did allude that Shuri had kind of like some sort of like good like prospect for like observation. I didn't think it was directly related to her heterochromia though. But now that I see that Grove has heterochromia, I'm like, I don't even know if this guy's still alive. Because again, this is 61 years ago, and the dude already looks old. Like he looks like 40s or 50s. So I'm not sure if he's even still around.
Probably dead. I mean, if
Well,
he is
there's
alive,
the
then
emu
he's.
factor.
Oh, it's possible. You have the emu factor too. But would he do it on someone like Grow? Like I feel like Grow, because he's failed to awaken his power, like he wouldn't have, like Emu's blessings to have immortality, like the elders,
It's not even immortality, just agelessness. Like because even the God Knights are not ageless. Like we see the Garling ages.
Yeah.
So it's like he might not die so long as he's connected to Emu, but they still age. So it's like, and we know that Emu's not above getting rid of his own people. Like he has probably done this like multiple times before. But it does seem to me as though the Men Mayor kind of like put in a similar position to like the Figureland, to where the Figureland are important because of like, I would say probably like chain of command, like military structure, whereas the Man Mayor is more like gimmicky. It's more so like. Go ahead.
No,
Hello?
you can finish what you're. I'll just bounce back off after you're done.
No, I was going to say like it seems as though certain families within the Tenryubito, within the Celestial Dragons, have very specific like privileges, or maybe not the families themselves, but some individuals within the families. And I would imagine that maybe not all 19 families still exist. Maybe Imu eliminated the ones that didn't serve his purpose. But
Mhm.
it's like the Man Mayor is kind of like one of the ones that is still around, probably because uh this, whatever the heterochromia is, like the color, the different colored eyes probably means something. Now, what that is, I'm not sure.
Well, the theory is that someone had before, because it is kind of interesting how you have two eye sets now, where you have the three-eye clan, and now you have the heterochromia eyes of the Mimir family. Some folks in that family, where they have unique powers once they awaken something. Like both the clans have to awaken something about their eyes. So someone told me before that, okay, well maybe when it comes to, let's say, someone like Pudding, she can awaken her heterochromia. Like her third eye becomes heterochromia, and that's the sign of her awakening. And then maybe, let's say, with the Mimir family, they gain a third eye, you know? So like the idea could be, okay, like essentially you can argue that in some way the three-eye clan and the heterochromia stuff that's going on right now with the Mimir family, they could have some sort of connection that that dates back to, let's say, a single ancestor per se. And then the power could be, let's say, also related to someone like Lily, which is why Emu coveted the power so much. Like, whatever his power is. It could be related to the poneglyphs, where maybe it could be the poneglyphs now, because we don't know if Emu could read the poneglyphs or not. Maybe he can, but we just don't know.
I would imagine he can't.
Yeah, I imagine he can too. So it could be something like related to the poneglyphs, because he maybe needs some things that the poneglyphs can relate to, like, oh, like the poneglyphs, they have access to X, Y, and Z, and then he wants that for that reason, and then the clan members can actually tap into that, like the heterochromia eyes of the Meme family, and then maybe even the Three Eye Clan can tap into that too. So it feels like we have two girls now that are both at a point in the story where they are, you know, how do you say it? Like they're both waiting to awaken their eye abilities, their Kekken Genkai, which is something that we have to keep in mind.
That is
I mean,
possible.
off that point, I'm just I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to try to really go into a deep dive with another eye ability when
Uh,
we're kind of this far in the story and Puddings hasn't even been explained yet. And now
right.
we have yet another eye ability. And, you know, because of how it looks, there are also other people that you could possibly lump in there, such as Cavendish. His eyes look similar. Mihawk, his eyes look similar. So
Mhm.
it's like I know there it's just one eye that's weird, but then there's, if you're saying that it's connected to Pudding, you know, what happens if all three of her eyes turn that way, or
Oh
if
yeah, I believe.
the
Oh yeah, I think it
awakening
was
of that, you know, if
so.
it's both eyes turning that way, you know, it's, I don't know.
No, someone also mentioned too that Loki's eyes as well have some sort of property that we don't necessarily know about. I think. The
Yeah,
eyes of
that
ancient
too.
giants. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah. So there,
I
there are
mean,
like a live.
my whole thing is that while the Three Eye Tribe allows you to like read the poneglyphs, I think the whole thing with Shuri might be like a very selected version of like what Viola can do, to where it might be like not necessarily like the ciphering
Clairvoyance?
things. No, not clairvoyance. Like being able to detect like locations, specific locations, like for like a poneglyph. So think like Ragdoll Squirk, like Search from My Hero Academia. Like she can lock on to whoever has a quirk. So something like that. But it has to be very specific in the case of like the man mayor, because if Emu wants it, it has to be for like a specific purpose. He might be searching for something.
Mm-hmm.
And I would imagine that maybe, because here's the thing, Shuri, she spent the last 61 years of her life as Gunko. Even if she's saved, I don't think that she can live with herself after she stole or she remembers what she did. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Oda's not going to do that. Sure, the Brook might have to kill Shuri to save her. Like sometimes the only way that you save someone is by letting them rest.
Mm.
But it is possible that before that happens, Shuri tells Brook something. And that something might be, if it is not on Elbaf, the location of the last road poneglyph.
Mm.
Because we know that Brook was clutch in Whole Cake Island because he got the rubbings from Big Mom's vault. So we already know that Brook has a connection to poneglyphs, even though it's a very loose one.
I mean, okay, I would say this because like there is something that so my mentioned before too about the whole thing with other people like being Mihawk and unique eyes like that where they have like the
Zunisha
sort of
as
like
well.
ring and Zunisha too. I don't know if that eye necessarily matters per se, but there is something that's interesting. Where it's like when you look at someone like Shuri had a sort of proficiency for hockey, observation
Observations.
hockey, and so
Perhaps
and then
recognition.
Mihawk is also known like Mihawk's like old like when you look at the story in the pre-time skip, there was a lot of
Hawkeye.
focus on him being Hawkeye, right? Takaname, and so he's able to like perceive things better than most people. So right now it feels like when it comes to certain unique eye powers. And then also like you could argue too, let's say with Pudding, with her ability to let's say awaken the ability to let's say read the poneglyphs, it could be similar to let's say what Roger could do, where Roger could like hear the voice of the poneglyph. So like
Odin
the
could
idea
do
could
that
be
too.
okay, like maybe who?
Odin could do that too. Like
I don't know if Oda could hear. Well, Oda had the voice of all things, but I don't know if he actually had the ability to hear the poneglyphs. Whereas like Roger had the power to hear apparently the poneglyphs. So like to me, that's like a more unique level, or like that could be a higher level of that ability's utilization. Like what all I have to say is that the eye clan or like people that have unique eyes could just pertain to a better degree of observation hockey to some extent. And then for the Three-Eye Clan, it'll be like, okay, Pudding, she can't necessarily read the text, but she can like understand the poneglyph and what its intent is because her three-eye ability allows her to awaken her hockey to that extent.
Okay, or maybe it's just like a special property of like the Third Eye tribe, where they can just translate anything.
Yeah, but so one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep it within the paradigm of what Oda has established in the story so far, and then it feels like with how Oda has really like locked in on certain attributes for the series, really being around hockey, and how if you look at the trend in the past of how these things work, I think it could be just whatever's going with Shuri, it could be something that pertains to observation hockey. Maybe for example, like it could be like there is bigger things you can do with this. Like for example, right? It's like Madam Shirley could see to the distant future for a few minutes with her ability. Same with, let's say, Hawkins. Hawkins, let's say, have tarot card readings, and then he could probably see like his fate in some way with probably a degree of hockey utilization. So if you apply that logic here, maybe let's say someone like Shuri, if her eye power is weakened, she can do maybe something of that sort. Maybe she could see either the past or the future in greater detail than even let's say an ability user of some kind. Maybe. I'm just trying to follow that trend here where it just seems to be like people that have unique eyes seem to have some greater sense of the voice of all things / observation hockey.
That's
with
possible.
with the whole man mayor like eye ability thing,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is like Emu's I guess I'm wondering like if this is how Emu kind of stays ahead of the game, like in terms of like future sight and kind of seeing things like from a more strategical lens.
Mhm.
Like maybe they have like I guess a more unique because like we've seen with Brooke's statement about Shuri being possibly seeing into the future with
Yeah.
her swordsmanship.
That was
It's possible that maybe like the eyes they're able to see into the future. Like maybe that's why Emu kind of knows right now that the like maybe somebody in the Manmere family is kind of like advising him in terms of that's why they need to kind of move on the Elbaf children right now and that things are kind of coming to a head. I was kind of wondering about that possibly.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah.
That's
oh yeah, right
interesting.
here, chapter 1185, where he says sometimes it's as if you can see to the future, princess. Yeah. So, And then she says, "I would be like my mother." Though I do wonder. So I mean, maybe it could mean that Candel also had that power too, but she didn't have the miscolored eyes. She didn't have that. So it's
Yeah, it's strange with the eyes too, because we've seen them in the anime now and like what they look like, and then in the manga too, we see Candel's eyes, and it's like she has one of the eyes, for both of her eyes, but the other one, like I guess based off the anime, like they don't look, I guess, crazy like unique other than the fact of the heterochromia, but it's
Yeah.
like, I guess which eye out of the two is, I guess really special or makes them special? Is it just the fact that
Yeah, the
they're,
green one or the red one. Yeah.
yeah. So
Wait,
it's
is
a
it
pretty,
green or is it blue?
it's blue, but it's
Oh,
like
blue.
it's
Turquoise.
it's a bit strange. But another thing I found kind of strange in this chapter was Grow. He mentions that he didn't awaken it, but he has the eyes. So I'm wondering,
Yes.
is it like on some real like Kekkei Genkai, like Uchiha clan shit, where they can like transplant the eyes into each other, and that's why he has them, or what did he mean by that statement there?
I
It's
mean,
more likely like a biological trait.
kind
No,
of,
but
because like, so like,
he
okay,
said
it's like
he
for
didn't
example,
awaken them.
it's like for example, it's like how the minks have electro when they're born, for the most part. Like they can like use electro like once they like, well, they have Sulong forms too. Like every mink has a Sulong form, I think,
It's
but you have to
just
train in order
innate
to
to them.
control it, right? And it feels like, a lot of people like Peckham's on Hokage Island, he can go to Sulong, but he could control it like Carrot or Wanda could. I think it's the same thing here in the sense of like the guy couldn't awaken his powers, even though he had the powers, but he just didn't know how to he didn't know how to use them, or he couldn't tap into them at all for whatever reason. And that's why
Just didn't
there's
have
a
the
focus on Gunko,
proficiency
because Gunko
for
has
it.
that. Yeah, because
So
like
you
also too, there's I think when it comes to the whole thing with also like the connection with other people potentially, the other girl that we see in the Menmir family, the girl with the beret,
Yeah,
we don't ever
definitely
see her
has them.
face.
She has
Yeah,
them
because
for sure.
we
Cover her eyes
don't
with
ever
the
see her
hat.
face. Yeah, and then maybe, do we see Lily's eyes in the picture that Emu
She
had?
doesn't seem to. She doesn't seem to have heterochromia.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't think that Lily has much to do with the whole. I get where you're coming from with that, but I don't think she has much to do with
I
this.
think.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think
more of a Manmere family thing, and since it's like a whole, they're like the original 20 kingdoms as well and families. I think they're separate in that regard. I
yeah,
think
each
Emu.
family
I think Emu's obsession with Lily is more of like a personal,
romantic
you know,
stuff.
yeah, potentially romantic, but just more of a personal thing that he's I mean, there's probably things that she did in the past that he just hasn't been able to let go for to this day.
Mhm.
But I don't think that it's like I'm wondering if Grow has
Okay,
blue
no, she
hair.
didn't.
I don't
She
think
didn't
that
have
they
the
have.
eyes.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, she didn't have the eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that the mismatched eyes is why Ibu has this fixation on Gunko, and then the blue hair potentially,
It's
like
just
I
a
know we make
bonus.
jokes about it, but like I think
Yeah, but
Just
that's
a
yeah,
bonus.
but like that's what things is like. Seems strange though, because like the only other person that we see him fixated on like that for girls is Lily, and then now Vivi. So it's like this. That's why I'm trying to connect the two together in some way. But yeah, you are right. What's like okay, maybe it's not have anything to do with
It might be
yeah, how
just
to say it.
coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably
because
every family has like a unique trait. Like I think the main mayor and the Nefertari, they might be similar in some ways, but they should be distinct from each other.
we have to see like if Grow ends up having blue hair as well. If that's just like their family hair color. But the girl with the hat that we see in God Valley, I know she has like kind of like a turquoise blue hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she has like more. Her hair color's not as deep blue as Gunko's.
as Gunko. Yeah, Gunko has a more
Yeah.
of a dark blue.
Probably from Kendall.
Yeah, that's safe bet
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Kendall, I feel so bad for doubting her now because she's another genie situation.
For Candell, I mean, yeah, you can argue that. Like, because like, well, okay, so she, oh boy, we knew that something was up because it was kind of suspicious that she was bedridden and she couldn't move or she was ill because of the stress of this guy coming in. But it's like, hold on, she's a very strong woman just based on her mentality alone. How she's so stressed when a Celestial Dragon pulls up. Yeah, it looks like Gro did what he did to try and procreate, and maybe even under orders too. Because there was a line in one of the previous chapters where she, 1184, she said something like, "There's a guy I want to be with, but I can't." And so that guy was probably Leuven, but she couldn't be Leuven because she's just a dragon.
Yeah,
you know?
probably
Yeah.
Leuven. Yeah.
My I guess take an idea on that whole situation too is, yeah, I think that line was about losing. I think the statements that she made too when Brooke was younger and they were rescuing him about being his devoted skilled blade or whatever.
Mhm.
I think she genuinely did care for Leuven. With all things considered now, I think that, you know, I don't know that Leuven necessarily like, I think there was love there from his end, but I don't think that it was initially like a mutual situation. I think that, the situation happened with Grow,
Mhm.
and this is just my take on it. I don't know, what will end up being revealed, but I think that, the situation happened with Grow. She was bedridden or whatever, and it's possibly, due to the shame of that having happened to her. And Leuven, took it upon himself to save face and, marry her,
Mhm.
to not let that kind of come out, and then ended up taking, I don't say like taking the fall, but more so like stepping up as the dad and
Kind of like how Kuma
posing
did.
as yeah,
Yeah, like Kuma. Yeah,
posing.
exactly like Kuma. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to mention that
But I mean, I will
it's
say
more of
that,
a
like,
Kuma
obviously,
situation.
but the fact that, and I mean, it is telling the fact that Emu and Mars pulled up too, even if it was just, let's say, a family situation, it feels like Gro would be a guy that could handle this as it is. Like, Gro is a holy knight. He probably has the immortality factor. He probably has abilities too of his own, not the eye ability, of course, but his own abilities. And on paper, no one can really handle Gro on the entire island, really. Like, even they teamed up. So, like, but the fact that Emu pulled up the way they did makes the situation like exponentially more serious, because or more interesting too, because now requires, it only elevates the importance of the eye abilities that she has because Emu's
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah,
Which, by the way,
highly desired.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
also too,
which
it's like and then also on Candel's part, if no one was really stopping her from really being with Leuven and like really being a Leuven, but then on top of that, it feels more like when Gro probably came earlier and then she had her months of being bedridden, she, just given how things seem
pregnancy.
to work, she probably had to also, or she had the intent as well of, trying to have a child that also had the eye ability,
The
or could
ability.
awaken the eye power.
Yeah.
So
I
that was her
don't know.
plot.
I feel it was more so forced. And I did want to say this, Cole. I did tell you that there was a very good chance that Emu was possessing Mars, and that's exactly what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Like
in shadow form there. I mean, he's in shadow form. He's riding Mars like he did
yeah.
with Saturn. Yeah, so he does that.
In
So,
in the
but
previous in the previous chapter, you do have like you don't see like the entire silhouette, and I did think that Emu could be like off frame. That has just been confirmed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he
that's
was off frame.
interesting.
Yeah.
I think the presence of Mars there in general, though, I feel like that does have to do with why there was the fog over the kingdom. I mean, it could possibly be Grow, but I don't.
Well, yeah,
I think.
Godfather. So, real quick, what
Yeah.
do you think is what do you think is the eye power difference here between the Mayer family and then the Three Eye Clan? Out of curiosity.
Oh, so I do see like there being a connection there to some degree,
Mhm.
but I mean, we don't. Again, we just got this chapter, so we really don't have so much to go off of with the whole man-mayor ocular ability.
Mhm.
But obviously, we know with Three Eye Clan, it's more so in tune with like reading the poneglyphs and kind of being able to decipher those. I genuinely think that the Man Mayor family, they have, especially what Brooke mentioned, I think they have more so of like a future sight, like I guess strategical value for Emu, and to the point where like he's been able to kind of stay ahead all these years, and that's kind of why he's they're so sought after for him,
So
basically.
like, okay, so then in a way they kind of be like his seers, where like he just have the memory
Yeah,
clan
like-
who are seers that kind of tell him what could be going on and how to adjust. you
Yeah,
know?
like it's oracles or something like that. Like I think that they're
Yeah,
very,
okay.
very vital to like, why he's been able to stay in power for this like amount of time. But that's just kind
Okay.
of I guess what I'm kind of gleaming from what little information we have at the moment right now. Because I
Yeah.
think that the Figurelands, they're like very highly regarded in the Holy Land. And then we've talked about how those two families right now are just the two most prominent celestial dragon families that we have at the moment.
Alongside
So,
the ones from the elders.
well, yeah, but like I think those kind of get their boost more because they are the elders. But outside of that, these two families seem to have like very high importance. Even from the film Red first mention of Figurelands, like I think the Figurelands potentially have more. So, and we see with primarily Shanks how strong he is, and Shamrock as well being the future commander. Garland being the past
Gar-
commander of the God Knights. I think that the Figurelands hold more so of the, I guess, the strength or military might of Umu's I
God
guess how
Knights.
how Ibu's running. I guess how Ibu's running his God Knights are like his factions, I guess. And
Mhm.
then it's potentially that the man mayors have more so the strategical aspect of it, with their
I mean,
ability to see into the future and I guess help
Some
them
of that man
plan
I'm sure
better.
has blue hair too, so she
Oh
sees the future.
shit!
Let me see.
Oh
Hold
shit!
on.
I mean,
I don't
I
think. I
have
mean,
No,
but
always
it's more
said,
like
she had
it's
like
more like a
dark blue.
purple. Yeah, she's like a
yeah,
dark
Yeah, she's
yeah,
like
almost purple.
a goth fish.
Madam Shirley.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
no, not really. It's
always,
more like it's more like a really navy black. Like it's
yeah,
really
Yeah, I
yeah.
recent
guess
That's a
too.
that's a
if
stretch.
you want to really
Yeah,
stretch and do conspiracy theories, yeah,
yeah,
she has blue hair, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
because one thing that I always said is that with Shanks is more so nurture than nature because he grew up as a pirate. But yes, like Garling and Shamrock are more advantaged in terms of power compared to most of the other celestial dragons. And I
Mm,
mainly mention the elders because Somers is from the same household as Jupiter. So it's an example of a family that has like both a god knight and an elder. So it's not just like the Figureland, and this has probably like happened before. But yeah, the Mayors could either be
It's
the seers of Emu or they could be like the locators. Because I did mention to Cole before that I think it could be like a very pinpoint version
okay.
of like Viola's ability, to
Okay.
where they can locate something for Emu, like for example, poneglyphs if they have awakened stuff. So
Okay, so then
could
if that's the case, would it be like, so would it be something like, hey, like you can pinpoint poneglyphs using like you could see their locations and then gather them, and maybe this is kind of weird though. Maybe with these eye powers, could let's say they even see locations, like could they see Laughdale?
yeah,
not
potentially.
necessarily, not
Really?
necessarily, but
We
maybe they
don't
could see
know
like
yet.
Lodestar. They could see
I,
maybe like Lodestar.
I think there's
I
also
see
potential
those.
for them to be able to see the location of ancient weapons as well too.
Could be like a locate. It could be
Oh.
in general. They could be like emus, like special
Oh.
locators, because we know that the emperors have like their information network. So emu might have his, but this is his version of it, where they might not be so much for like combat. It might not be so much for like advice. It might be specifically for like location,
Right.
whatever emu wants or
Do we
needs.
Okay.
how do we feel about, I guess, with the eyes? Okay, because I'm still stuck on the whole Grow talking about, he didn't awaken his.
Mhm.
Do we think that I guess maybe when they're active or whatever, did they change in appearance? Like
Oh.
from like there's
Nah, I don't think so. Cause
What like
like grow seems to cause like what like okay, we don't know why Shuri had a memory wipe. Are you like assuming that maybe the memory wipe could be involved? It could be involving the eyes in some way, and her personality changed.
I think that's more of an effect of the Domio Reversi. Because I'm
yeah,
sure that
more likely.
after she got back to the Holy Land, she was probably hysterical because we still haven't gotten that panel. We didn't get it in this flashback of where she's screaming "Daddy." I think she saw
Uh-oh.
Leuven
What's
get
screaming
Doma.
daddy?
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think when she got Doma reversed, I think that she was very hysterical. Or when Leuven did,
Yeah.
in that room, she was very hysterical. And even with this chapter, he's like when Brooke comes in, he's kind of tweaking out and crying. He's like, this is quite the inconvenience. So I'm sure that did something to kind of obviously flip her personality with the Doma Reversi, but kind of also just wiped her memory to make it so it's not an issue of her, constantly just, crying and being hysterical about the whole situation that went down. And that's
Wipe
how
the
she's been.
memories. Can he even do that? I feel like it'd be somebody else, but
I think it could be like repress them.
He
or
mentioned.
maybe she did it to herself because of the trauma, and then so
It's possible.
He did mention though, back when he first kind of possessed her on Elbaf, he was like, "Are thine memories returning?" So it's possible that he did do that, or I guess maybe from the stress she lost
Maybe
the
the
memories.
commands Emu gives, you can like say, forget this specific scenario, and they like repress those memories out of the.
I think
force
it's just
command.
overall repression.
We also have to remember too that she does have the I guess she likely has the, what is it, the depths, or what's the abyssal covenant. It's likely she
That's
has
the
that
deepest.
because
That's the deepest one.
she hasn't aged since this day, or
She
at least
definitely has
a little
like
older.
some form of immortality, but she's still only
Agelessness.
holds the rank of God's Steel, if I'm not.
No, that was
Yeah,
back
she-
in the that was back in the flashback though for
Yeah,
God
that was in
Valley.
God Valley.
Was
was
that
earlier.
present time that she
No.
had God's Steel?
No,
No.
she's a God's Knight. She's like
Okay.
fully fully integrated. So it's
She's kind of like
very,
Shamrock's right hand.
and she's also she spent a lot of time as Emu's handmaid, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Aid.
So she's had a lot of time to move past that God skill title. So, and again, we know what the, I guess, the unaging immortality usually is an indicator for, and it's everybody that has that situation kind of set up, they've been of the Abyssal Covenant. So it's possible that because of her eyes and because of, I guess, her importance to Emu, that's why he kind of just gave that to her as well.
I mean, Emu could have given her agelessness specifically, even if she doesn't have the same level of covenant.
Because,
I would imagine that Emu
didn't
controls
Shamrock
the
say she
properties.
recently became a God Knight? So wouldn't that mean that she had the immortality for a while, but just recently became a God Knight?
When do you say that?
You could say that.
When they were first introduced, like talking to Loki, or around that time, that she was one of the newcomers to the God Knights.
I mean, newcomers from the perspective of celestial dragons could mean decades, because some of them don't really.
I don't know
age.
about that though. It's only the elders. Yeah, obviously Gunko has some weird thing too. We sure, but it's like the elders tend to be the ones that don't age. The Holy Knights, they do age. So we see what's going on with Garling, and he was a Holy Knight from Rip. Like we see him in God Valley where he's much younger, like in his 30s, and then we see when he's like in his 60s later on. So it's like they do age.
70s.
Your 70s, right? Yeah, but they do age. They do age at least.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like agelessness and the eternal youth specifically for Gunko. The other ones don't get that.
But now it feels like she is getting these things because of her eye ability.
Yeah.
Because Emu covets the eye power that much, he's gonna try and keep her alive as long as possible. But then, if that's the case, why not do it for Grow? Like, is Grow past the point?
He said he didn't awaken it though. So.
Well, okay, hold on. So then that means that does that mean that it's a power that you can only achieve when you're younger? Like when you're physically younger?
It might have to do with like natural like talent, skill,
it might be an aptitude thing, and he just didn't have the aptitude to awaken it.
Really? So so then let's say that Grow, let's say that Grow does have the aptitude for it, right? Let's say that Grow is but then Emu could have probably tried to make Grow immortal, like in the same vein as Gunko, potentially in the Elders, where he has everlasting life, but he doesn't have the aptitude for it, so it's kind of like wasted on him. You can argue, maybe.
Yeah, he
so he
probably
could still
just
be alive
discarded
as a
Will.
so he could be he could be alive to this day as
Or
the
he
head
could
of
be
the
dead.
Mayer family. Then,
Or he could be dead if Emu just
Yeah, he
decided
could be
to let
dead.
this discard him, because he should be way older than Garling is at this point.
yes.
I'm putting money now on that chick with the hat having it, and that's probably why we haven't seen her eyes yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen her eyes yet, so it's like, you know, it is unique, but at the same time, I think, what was it, like, I think when they were going through the God Valley, the girl that had the beret, she said, oh, okay, well, like, she was really hyping up what's her face, Gunko, where like she was like the strongest among them potentially. So
yeah, she was ready for them to finally kind of beat the Figurlin family in the
Yeah, she was
competition, because
she
they
was
usually
like a
take first.
She was like
I
a
mean,
Oh,
that
he
citizen
could be
prior
because
to
of
the
the
main
eyes
event.
in the
again.
beginning of like in the arc, he was gassing up Gunko
Yeah.
for like whatever reason.
It could be the eyes, and that's why the Manmayer girl thought, okay, maybe we can finally win now that we have the power
Also
of
think
these eyes.
I also think it's also because of like her being Candel's daughter, at least like from what we're kind of getting from the flashback. Candel is she's pretty lit.
Definitely way
Gunko,
stronger than a normal woman. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and Gunko's inherited that on top of like, you know, the sword skills.
Yes.
So I think she's pretty up there. And then like, I think everybody's seen the anime episode of like last week, right? Like she was kind of going crazy on low, even though he's chained
Oh
up.
no, she was for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, she
chained
was
up, but
going
like no,
crazy.
she is up. I mean, to be fair, like the way I kind of view is that with her at least, like she's strong, but then kind of seeing how she rolled with Scopper was kind of pressing her, and then she had to, you know, capture. She had to use Cole. Maybe not had to, but she chose to use Colin as a pawn against Scopper. But I feel like Scopper would have beaten her in a fight if they went all out.
Gunko is probably on the same level, I would say, as like Sanji or Zoro individually, like around the same tier. I would say.
I think Sanji's more strong than Gunko.
Oh, what if
No.
she's like
she's
like in a situation where she's like restricted in some sort of
I mean,
way?
you could argue that too. Though, hold on, but maybe it's the idea where because her memories got erased in some way, she's restricted because of that. Because obviously she forgot all the stuff that, you know, based on how she fights now, she forgot all the stuff that Brooke taught her back in the day.
Well,
so,
she does do a move that like it was like our first kind of hint as to like her origins. It's like a swordsmanship type of attack, and it looked very similar to what Brooke does.
Against the Giants or against Loki?
It was it wasn't against the Giant. I think it was actually
Scopper?
Against Scopper. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that she had like a needle sword that she pointed at Colin's throat. I remember that. Though also that reminds you too. Now that we know that she had Infinity for hockey, but we don't see that in real time now. So yeah, maybe the memory wipe also kind of stunted her hockey growth, because if she had the ability to utilize obviously hockey when she was younger, but you know it's been like 70 years or some shit, and you still haven't learned this right now, because there's no signs of that. Then yeah, I think also that memory adjustment, whether it was herself, whether it was Emu, whatever it was, I think it also stunted her growth.
It does seem like as though her devil fruit kind of like compensates for that. Like it gives her like extra agility, speed, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It's either that it did stunt her growth, or that statement was more so hinting towards the ability to eye being something where they can see into the future, not in a more of a observation hockey sense, but more of like how I was discussing before, it's more of a strategic that's the ability that Emu, you know, needs. And you know, based off of the things we've seen from Emu, I think Emu's observation hockey is actually lacking to some degree as well too.
I mean, so far it seems to be the case. But,
yeah, because the way Sabo snuck in there in the throne room, and Emu's like, "Who's this?" You know, Luffy is jumping from across from the Walrus School,
announcing himself,
screaming his head off. You know, just talking about, "Hey, dumbass," and Emu doesn't see
I don't know if he was screaming at him. I think I was thinking like he just came out of nowhere and like Emu was like, "What?" And he got smacked in the face.
Emu turned around and got a pretty solid look at him and still got smacked. I think
but like, I don't think he was prepared for that. Like he was like
Luffy announced himself. He had a swept Gear 1 Luffy punch. Like, come on, bro.
Like he had his whole dialogue cutscene, and then in like the next second he gets smacked in the face.
Like Luffy didn't sneak him for real. Like Luffy announced the fuck out of himself. Like, yo, dumbass, like I'm here. And he turned around, he's
But
sweating
like
and
it was
shit.
like right when like Loki was like talking, and then he's just like around where his shoulder is at. He just
No,
appeared.
but
And you're like,
he
damn.
literally came from behind Loki. Like, there's no way that Emu didn't see that coming.
But like
He
he saw
did.
it last minute. He saw it last minute though.
He
Like,
didn't see it
he
last.
saw it.
But Luffy again, he announced himself as clear as day. Like, hey,
But, like, that was
dumbass,
right when he was about to
he's
punch
well
him, though.
behind Loki, and Emu just took it, and he got
I would
he got
hope
floored.
Emu would be fast enough to put up an Omen shield against
We've
that.
seen Emu's
dodge.
his speed, bro.
Yeah.
Like
He's behind
But
Loki,
Emu
and he
doesn't seem
announced
to care
himself,
about
hey,
dodging, he just
dumbass.
blocks
Yeah, he
it
dodged.
instead.
He dodged several of Loki's strike, and Loki's fast as fuck, boy. It's
Yeah,
like
Emu-
there's no excuse for that.
Emu turns around, he's mewing and shit, and he fucking, he just eats that shit, like
I wouldn't be
bleeding from
surprised
the
if
mouth.
like in the next chapter it's like he just shrugs it
That's
off.
if we even get the Emu stuff next chapter, because knowing Oda, he'll
No, I
probably
think we
cut over
will.
to Zoro and Sanji.
We
But,
may.
like, no, but like Oda is probably gonna like show a brief moment. If they do transition, he's gonna show a brief moment of them talking or whatever, and then he's gonna transition.
It's
So you-
either going to be Sanji and Zoro, or it's going to be the whole thing between Brooke and Shuri, because the other Straw Hats have to try and like free her. I don't think they're gonna
The
succeed.
thing is,
but
how
now
will
that's
they
a
do
plot
it?
point.
Emu couldn't break the ice, so unless if you think
I'm not saying
that
they're going to just succeed. I'm saying they're going to try.
Yeah, they'll try.
it's just gonna be a bit of wasted panel if it's just like Nami strikes it with lightning, does nothing.
so, like,
Usopp
the
tries
idea
to
is
pop
that-
green, does nothing. It's like
But remember, the ice before had a crack in it. I think it's because you had the Emu shadow disappeared, and then so there's kind of like maybe like a vacuum, and then so because of that, there's a crack there. So they could try to and like exploit that crack to try and break the ice from the inside
Or
out,
like an air pocket.
some of that sort. Yeah, like there will there is a crack in the ice, like it is there. And then like Oda deliberately put a panel there for that reason. I think to exploit it somehow, some way.
Yeah, it could be a weak point.
Yeah, gotta be.
I can see that happening, but I just feel like if there's a way to exploit via an air crack or some little crack in the ice, I feel like that just kind of is a bit
and I mean,
bullshit in
he should
regards
have
to
been
like.
able to break it himself if
There's
the
also-
air pocket is
I
not.
feel like it's like a
too-
little bit bullshit
Maybe?
in regards to like the whole statement about Ragnar being the only one being able to unthaw the ice. I think that's just like it kind of diminishes that statement to some degree. Just like
I don't know,
because you can find a
he-
little air or a little crack and exploit that. Like I don't know.
Well, the crack I think is only there because Emu had a shadow that went back to the Holy Land. That's why I think there's a crack there in the first place. Like when the explosion happened, I think they only verify the fact. Whereas like yeah, if that like if that was Kuzan's ice, or if that was Brooke's ice, or if that was Monet's snow, that's getting thawed, melted, destroyed, vaporized. But because
Or
it
at
was
least cracked.
Ragnar, and his ice is unique, like the winds of Helheim or some shit, or Niflheim, yeah, that actually didn't thaw, or that I mean, it didn't even dent. There was no melting at all after Emu's crazy flame metal explosion thing. Like that's insane. So
yeah.
but like he didn't have the time to analyze it and really dive into it. Brandon, much up for the holy fuck, dude.
100 subs.
100 subs, damn.
Oh shit. Big Brandon.
Big Brandon, bro.
Oh my
What is
gosh,
he doing, bro?
How deep is his pockets, yo?
Bro, I don't know. He's like
He's
trying to like
secretly
with
rich,
grandma
bro,
or
and
something.
have-
He's on some. I don't know if he's rich. I don't know if he's an oil baron. I don't know where he's coming. I don't know if he's using his mom's credit card and just wasting PS5 money on me. But I mean, shit. I mean, this is motherfucking bro. Brandon,
It's the crypto money.
appreciate you, big Brandon, big money, Brandon, BMB. Fuck, dude, not BMW, BMB for big money, Brandon. Big money,
Also,
Brandon
you
coming
did-
in.
you did
Appreciate you,
mention
Brandon.
that-
What
you
the
did
fuck?
mention that my wallet was back, right, Cole?
Yeah, he came last stream. You know what's crazy? Like, real quick. First of all, I need to give Brandon his
Yo, my wallet helped.
What Big Brandon is cooking. God damn. And he's cooking some fucking feast for you guys on this Saturday afternoon. Here's what I'll say, okay? What it is. For all the people that were saying, oh, you know, the Brook flashback is cool and fine and so on, fuckers pull back up in mass when this chapter dropped. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, people, like,
I'm gonna be honest.
If my
like,
wallet
the
even
flashback
pulled up
didn't-
here, I'm like, yo, like, okay, like, obviously, people are talking the talk, but they're not actually acting the act. Like, where were you 2 chapters ago? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, I appreciate it, but
like in like a bird's eye view, looking at like these like release chapters, it wasn't really that much. Like, if you're just like catching up to like the recent chapters, this flashback goes by pretty quickly.
I think
but the problem is the
made
breaks.
It, the breaks made it a lot worse because there was what?
Yeah,
two breaks
the breaks are like
flashback.
Yes. We had a break last week. We had a break 2 weeks before. No, 3 weeks before that. We had another break, I think, at the end of last month too. So we had a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the things that is killing like the momentum of like the fandom, like keeping up with the chapters. It's because of like the breaks, and like people are starting to like tap out because like he keeps spamming breaks. So like, the story doesn't flow consistently.
Spamming.
So like, you see spamming, that's what she's spamming.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Because I'm pretty sure Oda also said too, I think it was during Jump Festa, that he would do more chapters this year than he would in the previous years. But then here we have like the stretch between, let's say, May and June, and I think also April 2 where he's doing break. Yeah, he's spamming these breaks.
He's on pace to do less at the moment with the breaks we've had so far.
But then also too, I was when I was playing Marvel Rivals the other day, there was actually a fan that was in the chat. I mean, that I played with, and then I was curious and asked him a question about what he thought about One Piece right now, and then he actually said an interesting thing where he said that, well, for him, the thing was that there was like almost information overload, where there was just too much that was going on when we had a Brook flashback, and then all of a sudden we had that flashback in the middle of fight between Loki and Emu. And Emu's doing like fucking lore dumps, and so people are having like for him it was like for him it was kind of like a processing issue.
They're getting overwhelmed. Yes.
Yeah, they're getting overwhelmed with the amount of information. Yeah, so like, and mind you too, it's like obviously as someone that's always in the scene for One Piece, that's always following it constantly, that's always diving into the theories. For me, it's like whatever. But but like for the layman, it's like we're just getting a lot of stuff from Emu. Emu's doing the crazy abilities. He's talking to Loki about various things, like who the hell is Dozan? What is Zaza? You have the music of like, is he the Earth God? You have Ragnar in the ice, and also boom, Brook flashback. Like what the fuck? And so it could be like an overmission. So he had, I think, a fair point there. Was like, it could be just too much information all at once.
It does help, like discussing it week to week as well.
One time, week to week.
Yeah, like discussing chapters week to week because you get to like organize the information a lot easier.
Yeah,
but like the thing that I've been noticing, and it's not just like One Piece, it's like in Shonen or like in Weekly Shonen Jump, and maybe like Shonen in general, where like a lot more Shonen is not. They don't like they used to consolidate like information a lot more, and it was more like simple concise. And like simple and concise, and like it was like easy to like pick up and read. But like nowadays it's like a lot of them have like a lot of information that is like so dense that you have to like process for a long time.
I feel like JJK does that too, where they just have information over, like they just give you a metric ton of information to read at the like let's say for a certain arcs or certain moments. I don't want to spoil them obviously, but and Hunter x Hunter does that too, where it's like Hunter x Hunter. I mean, obviously Hunter x Hunter is a torch for that. Hunter x Hunter is like the definition of info overload. Like get ready to read. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be about either a card game that's not necessarily too important, or it could be about just some random dude's powers or some random guy who's gonna get killed anyway. He's yapping about some bullshit, and then he will focus on that for a hot like 3 or 4 pages or more, and then he gets like killed. It's like, oh, sure, but
it's not for everyone.
Well, like
but if the trend is shown in general, then it could be something that maybe the high ups are trying to push for whatever reason. Like this idea of like having information dumps.
Yeah, like, but like the thing is like the people who have been reading like shonen like way back in the day, right? Like they have like that kind of criticism where it's like they feel like it should be more like the information should be consolidated, and it shouldn't be like it shouldn't be such a like a it should be more compact, and that way like people could process it a lot more quicker and they could move on to like the next stuff. Like that's like and that's like one of the reasons why like the main worry comes from like if like there's like so many shonen out there that just like, continuously like drop like massive dumps of information, which takes like a long time to process. A lot of people are gonna just tap out. Like regular people who just want to pick up the book and just like read it, they're just gonna be like, okay, I can't.
Yeah, because like
keep
mind you
up.
too, it's like, you know, maybe they do because they also want to parse out the lore areas with, let's say, the action area. So let's say they do like 1 or 2 lore areas, and then they focus on the action, and the action is going to take up, let's say, a larger part of, let's say, the arc. But then you also have like those pockets of just pure heavy lore. Like JJK did that exactly with the Culling games on the latest arc. They gave you like a lore focused episode here and there, which. And mind you, to be fair, I think there's a difference between Japanese fans and, you know, Western fans. Where Western fans are like,
Absolutely.
what the fuck? But then when Japanese fans are like, oh my God, this is great. And then when it came to the action and the intensity of the moment and the animation, Japanese fans are like, we can't follow what's going on. And then Western fans are like, fuck yeah. So it feels like
It's a
Western
tricky
fans, you know.
balance. It's a
Yeah,
tricky
it is,
balance
it
between
is.
information density and like attention span.
Yeah.
It's
like-
a very tight rope.
But then that's why I say it's like for us, you know, getting content on Brook and then getting content on Emu and, you know, Loki and, you know, things like Dozan and Zaza and then the Steel Hearts and then Chopper's ability to just all of a sudden hit demons out of bodies,
Which is
and
still
then
not
learning
explained.
more about how to take care of Diamond Versailles, and then I also have a book flashback that could be overwhelming for just a lot of layman readers. It sounds crazy to me, but I can see being the case without question.
No, a lot of people can't handle that much information at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on a general to like pick up like just to see on like a regular basis, like people aren't going to like really have that like process like quickly in their mind.
Yeah.
And
Alright,
like
so before-
especially since
What?
like shonen in general is like more catered towards like the teens and whatnot, like it's gonna be even more rough for like those that kind of demographic where it's mainly catered towards like now like shonen is like in general is just trying to encompass like
Are you saying it's a matter of reading comprehension?
no, I'm saying like
Yo,
it's more
hold
of
on,
like
wait,
a
hold on,
like a
Brandon.
transition in
Fuck me.
demographic where like they're trying to cater towards more adults, if anything.
I mean, I guess they
Yo.
think that, okay, because let's give it a stack here. A lot of adults in Japan and overseas, all across the world, they read shonen. That's just a fact, you know. That's not, you know, and the fact the base is actually getting larger by, you know, they're getting larger and larger by the day because anime manga is even popular by the day. So they just may feel the intent to really like hunker down and just do lore dumps because again, they know that action is gonna probably sell more than lore. But you still want the lore dumps because you have older audiences here and there. Again, also Brandon, much love for the fucking 10 of the subs. Holy shit! Again, just
These
emptying
World Cup
your
parlay
mom's
hit
credit
or
card
something?
for me.
Like,
I appreciate it.
what's
I don't know.
going
Hey,
on?
I don't know, but I appreciate it. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Brandon is going crazy with the subs, man.
And I love it. I love it. All right. Real quick, before we get to Big Brand over here, other folks drop some stuff. Lawyer Berg, much love for the $2. Buggy is a men mayor. Interesting. True. We have Shadow, much love for $5. Speaking of how far you think someone can see, how do you feel that there's evidence that Mihawk saw the events of the reverie from his castle? Huh?
Bro.
What? Well,
Where
like
is this in Poopies or like what are we doing?
Yo, Mihawk
Wait,
has
what's
a
the
UAV
evidence?
on command.
I get what he's trying to say, but like that's just a funny like stretch. I don't. Oh
Mihawk
man,
is
because
a
like they call him
UAV.
the clairvoyant, right? Don't they call him that?
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's
Yeah,
not.
Takanami. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
But like they don't call him like it's like a retcon title
Kind of.
essentially.
But like
Yeah,
we
I
saw
just-
what he, we saw what he did on Marineford. Like he was able to pinpoint Luffy's location throughout the entire battle in the middle of a sea. Like he was in a sea of niggas.
Yeah.
And Mihawk saw
Mhm.
him through that, and then he pinpoint slashed him. So he saw the power of the Hawkeye. He's not watching the freaking reverie all across the globe from like his castle in the Grand Line. Like, it's not happening, bro. What?
Yo, if he
Even-
was able to
even-
do that, he wouldn't have to like prepare himself to leave his own island when the Buster called him.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, not even that
He would
too.
have been gone.
It would have been gone.
He would've been
Plus,
gone.
also too, what was it? The red line is literally elevated so high. How is he going to? What? No, there's no way. There's no way.
Emu has an eye in
Cole
the
has
sky
a-
above the
Cole, he
entire
has
world of
a
One Piece.
UAV. An active
No.
UAV.
Sauron's tower
The
just
red-
to watch
red-
everything.
The most you can give Mihawk is like maybe during combat he can like see time slightly slower because that's what birds of prey actually do, but that's pretty much it. That's
But like to me, it seems like he just has very, very sharp. He probably has a very good option hockey. But I think to me, basically what we've seen so far, he just has insane precision with his eyes. He's able to like pinpoint weaknesses,
kind of like a bird of prey.
enemies.
Yeah,
like a bird of prey, exactly. Yeah, which is
Do we-
cool.
Do
But,
we
I mean,
think that due to Mihawk's proficiency with observation hockey, that's why Shanks developed the observation hockey killing?
that's possible?
technique?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's possible.
it might be part of the reason.
Like due
But
to like
I-
their duels back in the day, and that's kind of something they started to, I guess.
The only thing is that we don't see Shanks. We do see in the, what was it? I think it was 15 years ago in Elbaf when he was with Scopper. He does have Conqueror's Hockey, but I don't know if he actually had Conqueror's Hockey like killing. I mean, or option hockey killing, where he could like put Conqueror on his body.
You mean I guess Geraldo
Yeah,
was 14 years
we
ago.
didn't get like a
14 years, thank you.
situation for him to possibly like use that in at that
I don't
point. in
know.
time.
Yo, is
Because,
it
like,
possible that Shanks is able to like with his hockey, like if he's going up against like a future sight user, he's able to give them a false future? Like they,
I like
just
that.
like completely
I like that.
I don't think so. I think if they're below a certain threshold, he just cancels it out.
It'll get
Or
like
if
a go ahead.
like I don't think it would work against someone like Kaido, for example, because Kaido's hockey is like too high. Maybe like mitigates it, but it doesn't negate it. But against someone like say Katakuri would probably just cancel out completely.
No, yeah, I would say it's just. I would say it's just like no matter what, because I would say
No.
that it kind of because I think that for Shanks particularly, I think that because he has such. I mean, I'll probably say the highest Kagasaki in the story. I think like no matter what, like any future sight ability cannot be used on Shanks.
I don't think that that's the case, because if Luffy and Shanks have a fight and Luffy is going to use future sight, I don't think that that's getting negated.
I think it is. I think it definitely is.
I don't think it is. I think it depends on
Now,
the opponent.
mind you, like as long as he has the technique up, obviously. I mean, if he doesn't have it up, then fair enough. But if he doesn't, if he has it up, then I think that because mind you, it's like in terms of let me see here. In terms of hockey utilization, there are people that are proficient at certain types of hockey, and it feels like even those cats wouldn't be able to see Shanks' future. So I don't see how. And mind you, like Luffy, he has it to a degree, but he's not like super proficient at it. Like Katakura, I think is still better than him at that skill. Honestly,
No,
Oh,
like
100%.
Luffy's Finney's conquerors, not option or
Absolutely.
armament.
Like,
So I don't think
I
Luffy's
mean,
like,
like
to a Shanks.
Luffy's around the-
Luffy already kind of exposed like how to get around it just by like using pure speed. So like people like that are able to see the future, if their bodies aren't fast enough to like prevent the future
React.
from happening, then he's going to like he's gonna
sure.
I mean, Kaido almost tagged him.
Yeah,
even
that was
though
like-
he used future sight.
Yeah, no, he used future sight later on. Like when I think you're talking about like Sunder Sonia when he fought against her in Amazon Lily, where she could see the future. She was dodging all the attacks, but then Luffy just sped up with the gear 2 and then kicked her ass. But that's like more of a like because mind you, Kaido started using the future once he started seeing the future. Once he went into the thieving drunk dragon form, that started like that's when he started to see the future and started time Luffy's attacks. But not until like he did that was you see future. Katakuri just does it on a regular basis. Katakuri just does it all the time, like constantly, every
No,
time.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I don't think there's any reason as to why Kaido wouldn't be able to use that in any of his forms. He just doesn't. He just chooses not to.
Because Shanks, but again, Shanks, he would cancel that out because it just wouldn't work. Like the idea is that with his Congress hockey, he suppresses his existence to the point where you just can't see his future. It's something like that.
I don't think
I don't.
it's universal, but it would work against almost anyone.
I think it's universal.
For me, I don't know if it works like suppressing his existence. I feel like it's more of like a.
I forgot what they said about it. Let me go back.
I feel like it's more of like a pop up block, like on a computer or something like that. Like
Yeah, it could be like that, too.
you
It could
try
be
to
like
see
that.
you try to see his future, you get blocked. Like you can't see into it. It's
Let me
just too
try to read
overwhelming.
what they said because they do mention about how it works exactly. And well, not to be fair, we haven't seen it though, so it could be, of course, different how it
Yeah,
works
and
out
it could
precisely.
always be like retcon or like
They show a lot of
nerf.
like Shanks's. I guess you can't like. It depends on like how you
Okay, so
value the villain.
I guess like we're kind of right. So they say here that it's an advanced Supreme King hockey technique that allows Shanks to control his own presence, which prevents others from seeing into the future. So he's able to like adjust his presence to the point where whether it be it's lower, I guess maybe it could be higher, whatever it's going to be, but he can adjust it in a way to where folks can't see his future. So, which I guess is actually better because he'll just attune his hockey to a point where they just can't see his future. So even if Kaido just fight against Shanks in a situation, Kaido will just adjust. Shanks will just adjust his Supreme King's hockey to where he can't see the future, like to the right level.
In principle, but it's like it might depend on the opponent's level as well.
It's probably that reason why like Kaido doesn't use it, because like he probably knows that there's people out there that could just like
No, I think
nullify
Kaido doesn't
or,
use
like,
it because he doesn't. Usually, he doesn't need to because he's fast as enough. He's
yes, but
fast and
like
strong enough.
but like also it could be that like he's seen people have the ability to get around it. That's
Well, but
probably why he
also
just doesn't
he
use
can
it in general.
afford it. Kaido is someone that can afford to take damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that, I feel like with Future Sight, it's usually because you don't want to get hit, but with Kaido's fighting style, he likes taking hits. Like he likes to just, eat an attack.
For sure.
Typically. We see him dodging the Red Hawk from Luffy at some point on the rooftop. Because he
Not
doesn't want to get
necessarily
hit.
that
But
he
it's like,
likes it. He can afford to take it. Like I don't think Shanks can afford to take hits like Kaido can.
yeah, but like it's more
probably
so
not.
Kaido's fighting style though. Like he does enjoy taking attacks. Like he's because they're not gonna do too much to him. And that's just
Yeah,
kind of like in his nature.
Now, I did want to bring up something regarding like Shuri's like skill level, because the suspension of disbelief when it comes to like Oda doing stuff on flashbacks, because she stabbed
Okay,
Brook
I got
right
a
through
theory
the
for you.
middle
We
of
know
the
this one, too, so
skull.
go ahead. I got a
Yeah.
theory for you, but go ahead.
You can tell me because I want to try and make sense of this, because to me it's like, okay, Oda, like, are we doing like a Joru situation? Are we saying that Shuri has like Odin levels of like accuracy and precision with stabbing instead of cutting? Like, what is going on?
No, it's not that.
So I mean, you can just chalk it up to luck, honestly, if you really wanted to, where he just got lucky, or it could be fate per se. But someone had a theory during the stream yesterday about this very same subject that I liked a lot, where the dude said, or at least he thinks, the theory is that Brook had already consumed the revive fruit, and he did die, but he came back to life. So that was so when we see Brook get restored back to life from the Netherworld in his Florian Triangle flashback, that was the second time that he had actually died. The first time he died was to Shuri when she stabbed him through the head. So because we don't know when Brook consumed the fruit. So maybe he actually survived because of the revive fruit. He did die, but he came back to life with injuries.
So yeah, I when I was reading the chapter, because I was talking about it in Discord, I'd also mentioned that as well, that it's possible that Brook had already unintentionally eaten his fruit. Although there is a little bit of a there's a little bit of a way to like look around that, because like who's to say that? I mean, I don't know how often Brook might encounter the water, but like you would think that the fruit ability, like he wouldn't be able to swim, and that could be an indicator. But Brook did say in like the next, I guess, couple panels down that he didn't even know about what a devil fruit was at the time back then.
True.
So
yeah,
I did think about it from this lens too. What if it's possible that either he did die there and his fruit revived him, or because we don't really know the specifications of the devil fruit in terms of like, will it just infinitely keep reviving you each time you die? Is
As
it
far
one?
as we know, it's
is
like revive once.
is it? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was under the impression of. Like, you die one time and you get a revive, and then like, do you live forever from like after that, or can you eventually, be killed via some means? I think that where I settled on was that it's possible that his fruit has these some type of side effect where it's
Mhm.
like he could like survive a fatal injury due to the fruit's nature.
Right.
And
Or
that's
like a
maybe
near
what
right,
had
right, right. That's so like
yeah,
that's the idea. So okay, so like let's say for example, let's say for example, in this case here, the wound was fatal, but the
yeah,
fruit allowed him to kind of like it's not like let's say a how do you say it? It's like different types of revivals, right? It's like the Florian Triangle
yeah,
situation, his whole body was poisoned beyond repair. But you can
exactly,
argue that in this case here with Brooke, maybe the body was still repairable, and then that's how he's able to like survive the attack.
exactly.
So like the revived food itself wouldn't necessarily need to output the same amount of like restoration in the same way that you would see with like the full on Phoenix down that he had to go through when he was in the Florian Triangle. So it
Mhm.
could have been that, and then also too, yeah, he could have because he was eating some weird shit when he was a kid anyway. So it could have washed him out on shore, been
Yeah,
in the junkie area that he was chilling at, and he ate the fruit one day and said, "Yeah, okay, whatever, I need some food." So it could have been
exactly.
like, so that could have been when Brooke literally ate the fruit. So we don't know when it happened, but I like the idea where, and it does give you a better explanation as to what the hell's going on. Let's say Brooke's powers, or and also Shuri stabbing through the head. I mean, obviously you do the whole Jarul thing where Jarul got stabbed through the skull and
Yeah,
I
we
he
have a
think Luke's
precedence for
survived.
case is
that.
different.
You know,
I think
But
Luke's
but
case is
he's a
different.
giant though. It's like giants, especially with his stature, with his ancient giant blood, they seem to have better durability than most people, or
Yeah.
stamina, life force,
We
if you
just
would.
we can
Jarul's
just
height was actually retcon because he wasn't that tall to begin with, but they made him like triple his original size.
Well, I mean, are you sure? Because like that was, mind you, that was Big Mom 60 years ago. So
No, but they were already elders at that point, and he was stated to be like 20.5 meters tall. But now they make him look basically Loki size.
yeah, he is Loki's dad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
so they actually had like in the data books where he's like 20 or like
yeah,
there's a
it's on the wiki. He
oh okay.
was 20.5, and Joru was 21.5.
Let me see.
So they were basically like almost the size of like Dory and Brogy. But here it's like it
Oh,
doesn't
you're
like
right. He's only two. No, that's wrong. That's definitely wrong.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's definitely
He's
wrong.
like
Yeah.
they gave him like triple the size.
Yeah, because Loki is definitely the size of Ancient Giant, and then Loki is.
Yeah, so,
Do they have a giant
Zoro
Loki?
literally compared Loki to Ors in size, and
Yeah,
we know
pretty
that
much. Yeah.
Ors is 67 meters tall. Little Ors Jr. is 60.
Yeah, so Drew should be like three
So
times. I mean, maybe that's what maybe that's what his actual height was. Let's say back in that point in time, but I don't think so though because when we see Jarul in the Harald flashback, which is before. Wait, is that before or after Big Mom? No, that's after Big Mom.
it's
But when we see
after.
him then, like 20 years later, I think, or no, oh shit, 60 years ago was Big Mom, and then we jump all the way to 15 years ago when
14.
Harald got killed. Okay, so it's like 40 years. Like, would he grow that much in 40 years as a guy that old? It's kind of
Probably
weird.
not.
Nah,
Probably
definitely
not.
Yeah,
He
not.
yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
he
So
was
he is
already
retcon. You're
he
right.
was now the whole thing with Brooke is, and I don't necessarily like this, but this is how I view how he survived. The revive fruit might be something like it. You can't die unless it's from like a natural cause. So it revives you if you are killed. Like it doesn't have like a specific like restoration like the limit number. It's like if you die from an unnatural cause, you get revived.
So it's the type of death that matters the most here.
Yeah, it's the
So
type of death.
if you get killed
Unless you
in
die from
combat,
like age or like disease or something like that, like because that's natural death. If it is like if you get killed, that's unnatural. So it's like the fruit comes in and like revives you. That could be what's
Uh, I I can see where you're coming from with that, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of like what the fruit is like, because what if you do just live your whole life and you've eaten the fruit and never had like you're not a combatant, so you just never gone into battle or anything like that, or you know you're just a very lucky individual and you live a whole good life and you die of old age, but you've eaten the fruit. Like, what? So the fruit just shouldn't work on you?
No, I'm saying if you live to the fullest and then you die a natural death, then you only get to revive once. But under all on any other circumstances, you there's not a limit. It's kind of like a Brook. It pretty much has like his devil fruit is pretty much like a wish from the Dragon Balls. Like if it is an unnatural death, you just come back to life. There's no like maybe so long as like he still has life force. Maybe that's the limitation. Or so long as he still has the will to live. Could be something related to will to hockey.
This is okay because
his boys do mention that something happened with his brain. Like, yeah, the stab missed the brain stem and it missed the blood vessels, but something did happen to his brain.
Yes,
we just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, though, the idea is that, whatever happened to his brain, I mean, that doesn't matter now, obviously, because he's skeleton. But the idea is that, I mean, maybe when he got stabbed through the brain, he was going, I don't know, because they just kind of gloss that over. Like, he wants to know.
I feel like that statement was there because I feel like a lot of us were asking the questions like, yo, why does Brook not remember all this shit? Or like, why is Brook acting like this is the first time he's seen this? The demon transformations, this and that. Why is he not picking up on this shit? I think that statement was kind of there to help us to, I guess, infer that maybe Brook kind of just was suffering from trauma and a lot of brain damage from that kind of attack, and he kind of didn't really let that memory be like committed as like completely, because he thought he's hallucinating at a point. He didn't want to believe all that shit that went down with Shuri like really happened the way it did.
I'm just glad that Brook didn't go the amnesia route with Brook. It was more so like damage and like trauma rather than like memory loss.
Yeah, it's like a traumatic repressed memory to some degree, and this is like helping them kind of, I guess, get back to what was going on.
What could? I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. What? No, I'm trying because right around trying to think. I'm like, what could, if there was some sort of hidden purpose as to why Brook's brain damage is not fully revealed? Why would that matter now, though? So what the hell could that be then? Like,
I have no idea. I'm just bringing that up because Oda is giving a lot of attention to Brook, so it's like we can't ignore anything really.
I don't know if this matters, honestly, bro. I agree with you. I agree very with you. I don't think it matters. I could be wrong, but I feel like with Brook, like because the Buck obviously is like, this is like 7 years in the past, and obviously
61 to be
61, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then we know what happens with him and his crewmates when he winds up leading the Roombar Pirates. We all know that he seems to be lucid. He seems to be fine. Like, his quirky self that we see as a kid is still the same when he's an adult as a pirate. So
I think this is easily the most traumatic moment of his life, though. So I think that
absolutely.
I don't know. Like his crewmates dying too is also pretty. It's up there.
That one's up there, but I think he, we have to remember his age as well during both events, and like I think this one being so like these are like, again, he said he owes his life.
He's 29. He's 29. He's very young.
True.
We have to see. We've seen how him and Leuven were and what Leuven pulled him out of. I think that although I'm not trying to like say his crew didn't really matter as much to him.
This was the first major trauma of his life.
Yeah, like Candel was like again, like, it's like a childhood crush growing into like an adult thing, but you could say, okay, Candel was like his first, like, I guess, love of his life or whatever the hell. Leuven was his brother that saved him from a terrible situation. Shuri was his
treasure. Yeah.
So it's a lot, I think, that makes this a little bit more traumatic than his death as a older man, with his crew. So I don't know.
Even though he wasn't that old when he died with the Rumbar parts, it was
He
just
wasn't that
38.
old, but it's like, you know, he had more time to, you know, live
Process.
life and
Okay,
mature
fair enough.
from where he was there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I guess you can argue that. So that's fine. That's fair. Now outside of that, because obviously there's a lot going on in this chapter 2,
Yeah.
like subtly. What the fuck are we gonna do now that we have Usopp and company here? And they're very
Usopp!
Yeah, now they're fucking gonna go over to these ice block. Does that mean that Loki is going to? Because Loki, if Ragnar is one that can thaw it out, is it possible too that you're gonna have just Loki leave the area as Luffy takes? Because Luffy may say, "Yo, I'm going 1v1," because that's what he does a lot. He's
Kind
like,
of
"Yo,
like how
I'm,
he
I'm,
did with Yamato.
yeah, Yamato or Rob Lucci, like 1v1, bro. Like Frankie, get out of here, 1v1. It's me and him. That's it. Me and him. You know."
Do we think Loki's the type of individual though to just listen to Luffy in terms of like, yo, I'm gonna fight this
Absolutely
guy?
not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I think
Yeah,
I
but I
see
mean,
it being
Loki
2v1.
Loki has a bone to pick with Emu, especially because of Haral's death. I don't think he's gonna just fuck off because Luffy asked him
Also,
to.
this is his country. Luffy has no business
is,
to tell
but
him
like-
to like bow out of it this fight.
It is, but Luffy's here. So it's like, after things like Luffy, I don't know if he does tag teams, you know what I'm saying? Like not like with like newcomers like, Loki, like he just got to know the guy. Maybe we could see a tag team, but if they do need help with the ice, Loki is the only guy that can do it. So Loki be the guy just
Loki takes
we're
the
just
lead.
going.
Alright,
His stocks are gonna go up.
I hate to do this, right? But because I'm vehemently against this, but I don't know how they'll be able to convey to Loki that they need help with the ice and to free Gunko just because of like his view on her and all that. But like obviously they know as a crew that Brook has this attachment to her now. I can potentially see because of the fucking shitty ass panel that Oda gave Usopp this chapter, I can potentially see somehow, some way, Ragnar coming into his possession to help free the ice. Like, I don't know how it's gonna happen.
This is great. This is outstanding. This is actually excellent. What are you talking about, bro? This is
not.
phenomenal.
It doesn't make any sense.
It
Makes a lot
doesn't
of
make sense. It doesn't make sense, but I feel like that is the only way that she's gonna be able to be freed because I think that statement needs to be like still stand. But like Loki can't. I don't think Loki can leave the fight. I don't think he's gonna leave the fight just to go help out with a woman that he clearly does not like, and then also
At
he
the bare
hates Emu.
minimum, we need Ragnar here.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe when Loki goes hybrid form, it's like we still haven't seen that. Maybe that's when he kind of lets go of Ragnar. But I don't know. Yeah, again, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why he was split up from Ragnar. It's a lot of mental gymnastics here, but
just let Usopp cook.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Usopp is not gonna do anything. Jinbei is not gonna do anything. Nami's not gonna do anything.
Usopp already pinpointed the fact that coaches don't work on this thing, so he's gonna be playing a role for that. If Ragnar is the tool that they have to use the most in order to undo the ice, then they need Ragnar.
If this was with Zaza or something related to like fire or water, I would trust Jinbei. Ice, I don't trust Jinbei.
I think Nami's going to figure it out, considering like her aptitude for the
the fuck is Nami gonna do?
That. Like she'll think of something. I don't know.
No.
That crack has to matter. But if they can't do it themselves, they need Ragnar. Which means that Loki has to lead the fight. Or Ragnar's a fight, and then you have him in hybrid form against Emu.
Y'all missing the most important panel there, man. Frankie said one good radical beam, bro. We got it.
He's not doing a radical beam, bro.
Nah,
the laser ain't cutting through ice that Emu can't cut through, bro.
Like I love Frankie.
Ain't no way.
I love Frankie, but his light is probably like reflecting off the ice.
Then he get the super cola boost, bro. Super cola radical beam boost.
Cole, like, what if Lilith gives him another buff?
Yo,
like,
sure. Like we're gonna, bro. He can get like 3 super mega cold inside of his stomach. He's not breaking through the ice that Emu can't break through.
Yo, they're gonna go back into like the volumes.
He can fire a fucking Gundam cannon for all I care. He's not breaking through the ice.
He can fire a hockey laser. He's not breaking through it.
They're gonna go into volumes and like you're gonna see that panel where like Loki's talking about, oh yeah, nobody can free anybody from the ice except for Ragnar, and then he's gonna be like, except for a super cola boosted radical beam.
No,
Ah.
Lilith.
parentheses.
Lilith might be able to
Delusional.
do something because
True.
she might be able to like convert the ice in like into like energy or something. That's the only thing that I can think of. Like or she might
That's what I was thinking. Like Nami and her
Yeah.
could do something together. Like they.
Mhm.
Nami's
do
not a
something with
scientist.
ice.
Like
Okay.
this is specifically like Lilith's domain.
But like she is like a weather type of person, so she probably knows probably a way how to like figure
Unless
the
she knows
weakness
how
out
to
of,
break
like, the cold.
glaciers, she's not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Where is he when we need him?
Yo.
You think
Nah, I'm
if
not.
Brook awakens, he can break
What-
the ice?
Oh,
Here's
Brandon,
the
what's up, dude?
legend.
What's up? What's up, bro? When
Oh,
Brooke,
shit,
wait.
man,
When Brooke awakens, what are the guarantees he's gonna awaken right now? Like, because you and Scale said the same thing. What are the where are the signs going to awaken? Where?
It's possible because like he had a whole flashback. So
Also, Brooke has been getting way more glaze in Elbaf than I think anyone was expecting. So it's like awakening is not outside of the realm of possibility for Brooke. We're not saying it's certain. We're saying it's possible.
I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I don't feel like I don't know. Like I'm just like, what would an awakening like? What kind of purpose would it serve? You know, like other than I guess to hype up Brooke, but it's like I feel
It would
like
also
Brooke would-
cheapen the
Brooke would
state.
Like
power
okay,
up
like okay,
massively
okay, like
from this.
I can see what Brandon and I can see what Scale are saying about awakening, but I think the problem with Brooke's awakening is that okay, let's say he awakens his power. What the hell does that mean for his ability? Because his
Yeah.
ability of the revive fruit, how would that even play a role in like helping out Gunko in the situation right now? Like his power
Oh,
would probably
it-
be
it-
like involving like let's say reviving things like maybe making like actual skeletal zombies
No,
or shit
Cole,
like that.
it has to. It probably has to do with the ice ability that he has.
How
Yeah.
the winds in another world?
The ice-
How?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the underworld.
Now it could also be the case where because I did mention a few weeks back that if he could share his power, so it's like let's just say that Shuri gets free, Gunko gets freed, Imu like removes the contract, she dies. If Brooke can share his power, it's like it's possible that he can revive her. That's also possible.
Brooke
Like
can share his power.
yeah, he can like impart part of his lifespan to someone else, which would be kind of like broken because it's like, wait, now Brooke can revive people. Like that's a massive power up. I'm not gonna lie, like that is, but there might be some sort of like restriction to it or like condition to where it might be very specific, but it's like I don't know, like. If Brooke can do that, then I don't want to hear shit about Usopp for the remainder of this arc. Because
Problem
if
is
Brooke
that like
literally
that kind of
brings
power
back the
is like too. That power is kind of too consolidated and too like specific for just like one like essentially just to cater to like solving the problem of freeing Gunko. Like so I don't know if like that way.
Yeah, I need to be realistic about how Oda's gonna try to roll with this. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's like with Oda and how Oda normally operates. It feels like with how powers work. Yeah, having a power that just cleanly just fits into what he needs conveniently to save Gunko, I don't think works. And especially when it comes to like Brooke's main thing. Like the winds of Netherworld are like a byproduct of his power. Like normally his power, based on how premises work, he'd be applying his revive power to inanimate objects. That's how he'd do it. So like I guess what he could do in this case here is that if he could awaken, he could in some way revive or give life to the ice itself, and the ice moves away from Gunko, freeing her. That's how I guess you could maybe work it given his powers, but that also is not in the territory of like Big Mom giving life to shit. So I don't know.
Wait, so Brooke becomes an ice bender?
No, he would give life
He would
to okay.
ruin with ice.
He again, his powers are revive, but the way it typically works with paramecia powers that awaken is that they apply their power to inanimate objects. Dofi was able to change the buildings into strings. Katakuri could change the he could change the environment around him into mochi. Kid could apply magnetism to someone else like Big Mom. Law could apply his room to Big Mom. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they could apply their powers to the environment around them for the most part. Sometimes inanimate, sometimes living. It kind of depends how it works. So the idea, though, is that maybe, I guess, with Brooke, how would applying his power to Shuri save her from the ice? One. And two, could he apply his power to the inanimate object around Shuri, the ice itself, and then would that cause the ice to degrade in some way?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
So just follow the trend of what happens normally when you have Premonition powers awaken.
That's fair. Also, I do think that Brooke and Shuri's conversation could begin if Brooke just goes into his ethereal state. He goes into the ice and he sees if Shuri is conscious. That could be how their interaction begins. Because if Brooke so is ethereal, it could pass through the ice, no problem.
Yeah. I mean, so his soul. Wait, really? So like, Brooke's. Okay, so Brooke goes into spirit form because he can't do that.
His ghost form, yes. Yeah, that's
He
probably
possesses Shuri's body.
No. He tries to interact with her first on that form.
But she's not even conscious right now. Yeah.
He would probably. Yeah, she should be unconscious, but I'm just saying if they can't break the ice immediately, I would say that I would imagine that Brooke is not going to wait until that happens. He's going to try and make connection with Shuri no matter what. And so it's like
if he does if he does somehow like wakes up Shuri, I think there's a possibility where like Shuri just uses like the arrow fruit and like to like find that crack somewhere and then just like free herself from the ice. Like she just like just like finds like an opening in the ice and then just leaves.
She probably needs assistance. She's probably not going to be able to free herself.
See, like this is kind of why. See, this is why I kind of said before. It's like, yo, like just have this nigga Loki come back. Like, yo, like there's a lot we're trying to do right now. It's like we're trying to fucking have like some sort of phasing through awakening. We're trying to have some sort, but knowing Luffy, he's gonna want the 1v1.
He's gonna want the 1v1, but Loki wants the 1v1. Loki has a lot of reason to want that 1v1.
Who takes more precedence, Luffy or Loki? Like, come on, bro.
Hey, I mean, as a reader, yeah, obviously Luffy, but I'm talking about like these people in the story. Like Loki definitely takes more precedence.
Him, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think he merits Luffy
in
fighting
fights.
with him. To be honest.
Also,
not this time.
Also, I do think that panel of Luffy talking about, you know, I've never felt this strong before, and I don't feel like I can lose.
It's oppressive.
Like it's definitely. Yeah. I feel like that's definitely like Oda potentially trying to hint that Luffy is going to lose, and I feel like it'll be a crazy kind of show of power of the gap if Imu does this in a 2v1.
Where I mean, maybe, but at the same time, he couldn't. He couldn't take down Loki. So I was like,
Yo, imagine if Luffy loses here. Like the meltdown that people will have.
It'll be kind of
because
crazy.
Luffy has a stamina problem. We all know that he has a stamina.
I don't think he should have that issue though with what he's eating though at this point in time. I think Oda made that statement there.
No, Luffy should.
Hold on. But I don't know if like some of the chat too. Like I don't know. Like Luffy needs another humbling. It's like, but like Luffy came into this with he's not. He didn't underestimate Imu at all. He's coming to this like truly as powerful as he possibly could be. Like he's not underestimating Imu at all.
I don't think it's more of a humbling situation. I think it's more of like a
People are still underestimating Luffy. He's an emperor now.
Is just that strong at this point in time. I don't think it's gonna be like a crazy like I'm just gonna be like a low difference than like that. Obviously not, but I think Imu might come up. Like,
I have Imu over Loki. I mean over Luffy, but I said before too. Like I've done videos and shorts. I think it's gonna be extreme diff. Like I think it's gonna be like get ready. Yeah, like
some people were saying that Luffy's gonna have his like Onigashima fall off the roof situation again.
What the fuck?
No. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Gio tweeted like, Gio said, like I love Luffy, but I hope to God Imu whoops his ass. And I was like, yo, There ain't no way he's gonna get his ass whipped, bro. There ain't no shot. Like this is like it's not possible.
Bro, Joey is a kid, Stan. You don't have to take him
I
serious.
think that what's going to happen from this fight, if Luffy ends up losing, is he'll be able to gain more of like an understanding of what his fruit can. Because I do think that Luffy and Imu's abilities have a lot of similarities, and we haven't seen everything that Imu can do just yet. I think like some of the things that we haven't seen him do is what's going to give him the edge over both Loki and Luffy. Because I think Imu's having more fun and like he's doing a lot of yapping with fighting Loki, even though like Loki is doing a fairly decent job in terms of like what I think some people did expect of Loki.
Yeah, this is like a high diff already.
I think that now that Luffy is here and he's Nika, Joy Boy, all of that, I think that we'll see something from Imu where he's like a bit more serious, a little bit more like bloodlusted, something like that. But we'll see. I think even Oda putting that one strike, I don't know if that's like a TCB thing or like that was actually there, but like it could be that might be. I said it could be that might be. I think that might be a indicator that that's one of like the biggest hits that Luffy might get on Emo at this point in time.
Really?
But we'll have to see.
So, I mean, okay, so but like this hit is this is gear 1. This is base Luffy, bro.
This is
I can see it being the
Base
only hit
Luffy.
Luffy gets
Yeah,
in where
base
Emu
Luffy.
actually
By
lost
the
it
way-
now, but I
By
don't
the
think
way,
so
Cole,
based
where
off
do you have?
how he's been fighting.
Wait, hold on. Say it again because hold on. Say it one more time.
I just wanted to ask you.
No.
Where
When was it Young?
Oh, Mike. Oh, Mike.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I
Mike,
think
yeah, Mike.
this might be the only hit Luffy gets in, and Emu actually starts taking the fight seriously. But it's hard to tell based off of how Emu has been fighting so far, where he seems
There's
to get
no
easily
way.
distracted.
There's no
you
way.
think that.
People are
There's no
still
way. There's no
people are
way.
still underestimating Luffy, bro. Base Luffy is making Emu bleed.
There's no way.
Base
But like
Luffy.
no, we're not gonna do that because like Emu literally did not prepare for like Luffy to like.
There is
show
no
up.
He
ex-
sees Luffy in
out
the
of
There is
distance.
no excuse.
Luffy yells, "Hey, dumbass!" And then
Yeah, but
Luffy
like- but
has
like-
plenty. Emu has plenty
Okay,
of time.
Cole,
Emu
the
stares at
panels go like
Luffy.
this.
He has a sweat bead coming down his face, like Nani, and then he gets clocked.
But like how the panels are oriented, it shows Luffy in the distance, and then a close-up shot of Luffy, and then Emu like reacts, and then the next panel he gets punched in the face.
Emu's
So, like,
more
Well,
than
yeah.
fast.
But understand, I'm aware that all I'm saying is that like this is not like let's say a sneak in the same level
Yeah,
as let's
this is
say
not in a
like
it's
someone
not a
come from behind
situation.
like on some bleach shit and then try and give him like no like
This is not
Luffy
in
is
a
up
cool
right in his
situation.
face.
I'm trying to say Emu is solely focused on Loki, and he doesn't
Sure.
expect Luffy to show up here.
No, he
Like,
doesn't.
he-
But like when he does, like he like to me, Luffy's punch look like he did more damage to Emu than freaking Loki's Thorheim.
Oh, 100%.
Or like the swing that like Loki had a
Yeah, the
chance to hit
Thorheim was
Emu,
blocked.
and then that swing that Emu took that sent him punting to the tree. This punch did more damage. Like look at Emu's face.
I would
Look at
say
Emu's face,
about
bro.
this, I would
He's
say about
bleeding,
people.
sore, nose bleeding. Like what the fuck?
I also think this more is like a testament to Luffy's like speed as well, because that could be why he got hit by that. It's a lot of things
I'm
like
more fast as fuck. True.
yeah. I think Emu did because I feel like Emu turned around and like saw it, but I don't think he expected like to get hit that fucking quickly and that hard. So I don't know.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is that people are still underestimating Luffy to this day, and it's like
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
be
it's a
honest, like the
case- I don't think
reason
it's a
why
case
people are
of
going like
underestimating.
at like Luffy's throat, because like they just want like
Even to kick
like the
ass, 'cause
fandom for
it is
like
what
the
it is.
people who are fans of Luffy to like feel like some sort of like pain
Oh, what the fuck?
and like him like taking
what the fuck? Like people have to understand. Kaido was the last person that was going to be able to negative Luffy in the story. Like from what after Wano, no one is negativing Luffy anymore.
but like scale. This is Emu we're talking about.
It
It's
doesn't
not
matter.
like just like
It literally does not matter.
like
It
he
doesn't matter who it
is like
is.
one of the people who can actually fight.
Luffy
young
is
caliber
not.
people.
Yes, he can fight them. He cannot just like one shot them. Like that's not happening. And it's like,
Yeah, Luffy's not getting neg diffed, low diffed, or even mid diffed at this point in time.
He couldn't do that to Loki. He's not doing it to Luffy.
That's what I'm saying. Emu versus Loki is a high diff right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I'm saying
diff.
what I'm saying is like, okay, like let's say Emu does like high diff to like extreme diff him, and he beats Luffy. Like
high to extreme diff.
People are gonna
but
still be
anything
upset
lower,
that it happened.
It doesn't matter. Like, so long as it's at least high diff, that's enough.
Extreme diff.
But then you start to add the caveats for Emu. Like he comes in here like he's already pre-injured and he's afflicted with some sort of.
I don't want to hear that. Loki came in here pre-injured and no one is no.
But the thing is like Luffy is like full and ready to go. Like he's ready to fight.
Yeah, and
like he has there's no excuse for him to get out of this.
Oh, did you get
like Loki or like Emu?
Did you guys notice too? In that panel where I guess Luffy's like he's like kind of getting up and shit. He takes off his like Elbaf shoes.
He takes off
puts
his
fucking
shoes,
sandals on.
for some reason.
So fucking the sandals are his bandana. Like,
oh no! Don't say that.
yeah, so
don't get people
really,
started, dude.
He's really.
Yeah, he takes off his
now,
sandals. Like, fuck this shit. Not something. Yeah.
Not the fucking Zoro agenda again.
Also, keep in mind that like for some weird reason, this man had his sandals in his boots. I don't know.
What the fuck is going on with this kid, man?
Yeah, Luffy is fucking like.
I don't know.
He is a weirdo. He is a weirdo.
He's actually strange. He's a strange guy.
Or maybe when he was eating the food, he took off his boots and he just stomped his foot down, and then the boots just move. But either way, yeah, like Luffy's locked. And mind you, also too, like I don't know if this is the case here, but yes, they're aerodynamic. They're aerodynamic sandals. But his grippers, once he fucking takes off, I don't know if he's actually flying or like jumping like the entire distance. But that's
probably
like kind of crazy.
He's probably doing what Emu and Somers did.
But he can't fly.
No,
reminded me of that.
Not in this form.
Reminded me of that white beard leap at Roger.
Yeah, no, actually, okay. Someone did say, now I think about it, that Luffy's powers could be getting better to the point where like certain traits are carrying over. So it's like maybe he is like Gear 5 Nika flying, but he's doing it in base form because his powers getting better, and that's a sign of that.
I think he just jumped really far.
Yeah, I think so too. But like, or he's doing several jumps like he's Hulk. Because this is too big. So yeah,
I think it's just a jump. Personally, but it is possible. I don't want to rule that out because he has been spamming Gear 5 like on Elbaf like a lot. So it is possible that he's getting better to the point where it's because like even we see in the beginning of Elbaf, you know, he's able to do the mini Gear 4 and shit. Like his powers are getting better and better and better. So,
which by the way, people are saying that this is a mini Gear 4. It's not.
That is not a mini Gear 4. Who the fuck is saying?
No, that's what people are saying constantly.
I'm like, what are you looking at? Like, no.
This is Gear Uno. This is Base Luffy. Base Luffy.
Because I was saying, like, you know, if you look at what happened with the mini Gear 4, you can see the entire arm is hardened for the mini Gear 4. But for this attack, it's only his fist that's hardened, really. The rest of his arm is not hardened. So that's a standard, like, gum pistol, but with hockey right to Emu's face.
I feel like the only reason why people are saying like it's like a Gear 4 attack is just like, it's like they don't want Emu looking that bad.
Looking bad.
I don't even approach it that way. Just say that Emu just like didn't prepare for like Luffy and he just got smacked in the face.
But why,
like he wasn't expecting
maintain the agenda is our top priority.
But why the excuses? We know that Luffy and Base could damage hybrid Kaido.
The agenda.
And Kaido's
because like the problem is like people are gonna escalate
because it's Emu. That's why
Base Luffy is like just doing this much damage. Like imagine what
he could damage
exactly.
Kaido.
Exactly. No. But scale. So you're not seeing the right way. People think that Emu is the final villain of the story. The final villain of the story can't be punched by Luffy in the face like this and then bleed like the way he's bleeding right now, because he should be able to like negative the entire cast of characters. Like there are people that really thought that Emu was gonna walk into Elbaf and he was gonna start like crushing the entirety. Like he did crush most people, but then like he would crush Loki and then he'd crush Emu. I mean, then he'd crush Luffy. But that's not happening.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm just saying, like, what folks wanted. You know, people want Emu to come in there and literally like crush Luffy and crush Loki, like crush them.
Not happening. I knew it was not gonna happen. I just knew. Now I do have a question, Cole. Where do you have Luffy right now on your list?
Oh, same spot, technically speaking. But you know,
are you not putting him above Dragon yet?
I mean, I said after Elbaf, so I mean, I will still after Elbaf. So
Yo, Dragon shouldn't be on the list, bro. Like, he shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, but he is because he's Dragon.
Honestly, I have
okay.
Luffy.
The only reason why he's on his list is because of his name and prestige.
Yes,
he's literally done nothing.
Basically,
like he has nothing.
He has a win cannon here and there. Like, I honestly tell you.
If Dragon doesn't have the Zaza fruit, bro, then fuck, bro.
He doesn't.
Because I'm just like wondering, like, where does he fit? Again, where does he fit into these top tier conversations? Then, like, other than the fact that Luffy's dad, like,
I mean, I think the way that people kind of view this, and this is the way that I view this, he has to be as strong or stronger than his father is right now, but he has to be weaker than his son.
Or essentially, kind of future.
He has to be between current Garp and current Luffy.
They're future scaling Dragon. They could see his feats in the future and just implementing it in the present day. That's what they're doing.
That is awful. Because I
could see how he looks like at end of series, and like they're like, okay, let me come back to like the present and just like put him wherever he's at.
I've had
like Dragon's a character that is like, because of Dragon's like mission, like what he plans on doing, you kind of have to just respect his power because he has to be strong and someone to actually carry that out, right? It's like he just can't be some sort of weak bitch. And he is someone that Akainu did recognize as a threat, obviously, and the world at large does too. So he has to be strong to live up to that threat level. The only problem with Dragon, though, is that Dragon, in terms of combat, for his on the ground activities, he's not really like a general that leads on the front lines. He's more of like a strategist. He kind of puts people in the right spots. They coordinate different plans and attacks. He works in the shadows to make sure that people that are close to him aren't necessarily gonna get hurt and harmed. And he can also still focus on taking another world government. So like he has to operate in a certain way that in terms of combat doesn't look good at all. But when he starts making his move, he look pretty good. But
I've been hearing this for years now.
Because it's taking years to get there. Obviously, that's the reason why. We haven't seen him do shit yet.
Wait,
you have to ask the same thing about Buggy.
Buggy?
Buggy's a fraud. Buggy's a fraud. We all know that.
Unless Buggy has the power bloom, he ain't doing shit.
He could be training right now.
It just
training,
goes back
but like
to,
what?
Like the
training his devil fruit and his hockey.
Brand, I love you, but you're like, you know that Buggy training for a few weeks ain't gonna do anything. Like
he'll be able to catch up with the time we.
I mean, like Cole, you have to understand. Like he has like the two greatest. Well, not the great. He has the two best mentors on his crew. He has Crocodile and Mihawk, so he could be training with them. Like there's a possibility where like he
would have to
grow faster than Luffy. He would have to grow faster than Luffy.
He is a Yonko, but he doesn't have to be as strong as Luffy, but he does have to be strong because he is
No. There's no way Buggy, if he were to train, we would have catch up someone like Luffy in terms of power. It's not possible.
There's actually no fun, bro. He's like a grown ass man, bro.
he's not gonna catch up to Luffy, but he still can be kind of strong. I mean, Oda's not gonna keep him.
You see him catch up to at this point, like
he would have to grow faster than Kobe.
Dog. He's like in his 40s. No form of hockey at all.
Yeah, he's
like
39. He's 39. He's the same age as Shanks. There's no way. Like Luffy's less than half his age and like light years ahead of him.
But that matters less. It's like Luffy's growth, like in of itself, is just too fast for someone like Buggy. Like Buggy just can't.
It's way too
go
fast.
that level. Yeah, it's way too fast.
Who else at Luffy's age has gotten at this level? Nobody else. Like everyone else who's like on his level or above is like twice or thrice his age. It's like, bro,
it's that meme where fucking like what the villains opt to be 15 or some shit like that, and they'd be like 38 or something like that. Like, yeah, Luffy is just a freak. Like he's way younger than like everybody that he fights, and he's like
Yeah, he's less than half of
at that
Shanks' age.
level or
He's less.
stronger than him.
Yeah, Kaido's over 3 times older than him. It's like it's ridiculous when you look at the age differences. He's less than half of Teach's age. Like, brother, like, what
Bro,
the hell?
the dude in the comments saying Shanks wanted Buggy on the screw, don't sleep on Buggy, bro. That's because Buggy is his friend. That's his homie. It's
Yeah,
not because Buggy can fight or has
It's like Luffy
combat
wanting
potential.
Usopp on his crew. He didn't
Exactly.
go for it.
Like if we had to scale
He
Buggy,
went for the
Buggy,
vibes over the strength.
Buggy's so low, bro. Like Buggy probably doesn't. He definitely doesn't make it top 100. Like, what the hell? What are we talking about? He's literally the king or Mr. Satan of One Piece.
Yeah, it's like Buggy as a character, he can't be like, because of he's a Gad type character, he can't be actually strong. Like whether it be King, whether it be Mr. Satan, Hercule, whether it be someone like I forgot Homer's name, Toriko, but like whether it be like, but Buggy, he's in that same camp. He just can't be like a character that's gonna actually be a threat, powerful dude. The big that one like Mongolian like yoked out dude in Toriko, I forgot his name. Like that Fuggy dude, like he's he's part of the same thing. He's a memer. Buggy's a memer. He's gotten this one because he's a meme, you know?
Yeah, he's not Saitama, bro.
So
yeah. It's like
But
yeah.
But I will say that in terms of power though, like I am gonna probably put Luffy over Dragon after this arc is all said and done, because I think that now Luffy's probably because like oh okay, yeah, so actually that runs too, so because since there's more of you guys here right now, there was this comment that I saw from Eric, I said before earlier in the stream, where Eric said on Twitter that Luffy the entire time on Agate Island was nerfed the whole time, that he was kept nerfed specifically by Oda, and then now we're kind of seeing a full power Luffy, which I think is an interesting comment. I ain't gonna lie to you, because like there are times where you can argue that maybe he is really holding back and Oda's just waiting for like the right time. But yeah, so here's the post right here. I'm just putting on screen, and then y'all can just kind of fucking like discuss.
That just sounds like copium to me.
But it does explain how Luffy's able to do what he's doing against right now. Again, this is Gear 1. This is the Gear 1 Luffy. So, you know, this is Luffy that's been, you know,
exactly nerfed, but it was more that since there were multiple decently strong opponents, he had to gauge his strength a lot more. So he didn't like gas out instantly, just taking one guy out and then being open to be taken out by the other four.
Also, don't forget that
that's
Kizaru
more the
Uber
case.
eats. Yeah, Kizaru literally gave him food. Like, what are we talking about? Like, he was stuffed.
No, he was stuffed, and he did say he had full power. But the thing about it is that his intent was not to actually beat Kizaru or beat Saturn. His intent was to just help Vegapunk. That was his intent. That's something that I think, what was it again? Like the director of the episodes was saying specifically, Luffy's not trying to beat Kizaru, trying to beat Saturn. That's not what he's trying to do, which matters here. We could argue, oh, okay, well, I mean, that's what Vegeta says, though. But then you can argue here where his intent is to actually defeat Emu. Why do you send him back? So, like, maybe, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a play here where, like, if, let's say, Luffy could do what he did against Mars here, where like, he just forces him off the country, maybe he could do that, but, well, let me see.
If he does that to Emu, like, Emu's, like, PR is never going to recover.
It ain't about PR, bro. It ain't about, fuck PR. It's about the dub.
No, I'm just saying, people. If Emu loses like that, people are going to tear Emu apart. They're literally going to, because that's such a. I mean, it would be goofy, it would be fun, but I think a lot of people would see that as a lame way for Emu to lose. But it's like, I think I would much rather Luffy just runs out the clock. Like,
I think Emu clearly has a time limit, and that's going to be the factor that brings Emu away from Elbaf.
Yeah, Luffy runs out the clock. Luffy runs out the clock.
I think it's actually probably more the case here where I'm way more of the idea that like Sanji and Zoro, their fights affect Emu because of what we all had with Herald. But like if you have a Holy Knight that damages their heart, their steel heart, and then that there's a rebound effect on Emu because of that reason. So I feel like that'd be actually like a really cool way of just having Emu's powers dwindle in the middle of the fight against Luffy because of Zoro and Sanji taking down the 2 other Holy Knights.
Could also have to do with Shuri as well, because Shuri is connected to Emu, so whatever happens to her could also have an effect on Emu potentially.
True.
Yeah. So
And
that's
she might
why
be more connected with a deeper
Covenant, yes,
contract of
yes,
some
yes.
form. Yeah.
currently right now on Elbaf we have 3 plot points. We have Luffy, Loki, and Ragnar against Emu. We have Sanji and Zoro versus Gillingham and Summers, and we have the whole Shuri situation. So those are like the plot points that we need to focus up on, and we need to solve those. Now, how those are going to be solved, I don't know.
I like it. I like it a lot. I do. I mean, to be fair though, it's like, okay, so you could have the tag team with Luffy and Loki fighting against Emu. That's possible. You could have again the whole thing with Shuri that involves, and maybe you have the hard thing. It could be running out the timer. So there are options. Like obviously the evidence here is that Emu is probably not going to be like in earnestly defeated here and now in Elbaf, even though it is the final saga. It is possible, and then he retreats back to the Holy Land.
Yeah, he's going to be forced out.
Yeah, right. He'll be forced out somehow, some way. So there are options there that I think are pretty good options with the Emu. But I just don't want people to be upset that, you know, Luffy's actually doing a very good job against Emu. Where it's like, well, yeah, duh. I mean, it makes sense to me that he
Emperor
would
of
do
the
such
sea,
a good
baby.
job. Yeah, but again, people don't understand what that means. Like to this day, people don't understand what it means. Like people, like you see in the comment section, you see in like, you know, other like, oh my god, it doesn't. Like,
Just Luffy
I can't
haters,
believe he's still
bro.
saying it's like because like the reason why I talk about so much is people just don't understand what the fuck it means to be Emperor of the Sea. They don't understand to this day.
Luffy's
They
a
think,
Yonko,
they
baby.
think that it's some like meaningless title where it's like one of those important titles of the entire story.
It's second among pirates, is second only to Pirate King.
Exactly. Like that, that's literally it. But it's like people just don't understand that. They just can't comprehend that what it means to be Pirate King, what it means to be Emperor of the Sea. They just don't know. They think that those titles can be waved off and then people can just get crushed and annihilated. Like what Zoro said was like, I mean, he has the right mindset, but the wrong way to go about it. Like he's an emperor. Like I mean, even Frankie said, like, yo, like we're an emperor's crew now. Like we're fucking strong. Like we gotta act up. It's like Oda's telling you, like repeatedly in the story, hey, we are an emperor crew. We are emperors. We're not the same anymore. You can't fuck with us like that. And people just they brush that off. It's crazy. It's like it's madness.
It's crazy because it's like when you look at Luffy's peers, right? Excluding Buggy, Kaido, Shanks, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Blackbeard. It's like, bro, we got out of the 7 emperors, 6 are true blue ones. It's like, bro, like we all know that these guys are not jokes. We all know that these guys are not to be trifled with. Like Emu himself probably doesn't even want to fight these guys directly. Like
the Holy Knights said themselves they didn't want to fight against Luffy. They didn't want to deal with that shit. They even said it in this arc that they didn't want to fight Luffy.
Summer said, "I don't want that Emperor smoke. I don't want that." The
they
Elder
didn't
said,
want.
We don't want to fuck with Kaido. We don't want to fuck with him.
I mean, like out of all of the emperors, like we get like the emperor picture through like 3 people being like Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido in full capacity.
Yeah.
The rest of them, like we haven't seen like they are at the. I'm not saying like they aren't at that caliber, but I'm saying like in terms of like showcase, like those 3
they're more mysterious. They're more mysterious, yes.
Like Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom are like we've got like the full picture of them. The other guys, like, we haven't seen, like, the full picture. Like, even Luffy, like, we still don't know. Like, there's a possibility where he has, like, room to grow in Gear 5.
Yeah, like, he's not done. Like, by no measure is Luffy actually done as a fighter, for sure. And, like, you know, like, obviously, not all emperors are created equal. But because he is an Emperor of the Sea, like, that and that alone, in terms of title, puts him well above many characters in the story in terms of power. Most characters, right? And then on top of that, like the like you have to think about it in terms of how Oda has portrayed the Emperor role in the past. It's like the world government is actively trying to control most of the world, but they have failed to control the new world, and that means that if Emu had the power to just annihilate someone like Luffy so quickly, then why is he struggling for so many centuries to control the new world? You know,
Because
it's
these
like
guys are built
it wouldn't make
different.
any sense. It's like, yeah, like the new world is a different area of the globe where things are very chaotic, hard to control, hard to manage. But then on top of that, as of late in the Great Pirate era, it's particularly hard because of the guys that ran that part of the world, that part of the world. And then on top of that, oh, go ahead.
I think that the misconception is really not coming from Luffy himself, as far as Luffy being how strong Luffy's being. I think for the most part, he's being judged more so by his crew. And I'm not saying like from my standpoint, I'm just saying from what I'm gathered from other people have said from various times over the arcs, is that Luffy himself is strong. Zoro and Sanji themselves are strong. Jinbei, you can argue, is up there. Brook and Robin as well. But then when you get lower down and you're talking about Nami,
Frankie
you're talking
too.
about Chopper, you're talking about and Frankie as well, who hasn't really showcased more of what he can do. I think they're not really judging Luffy as weak. They're just saying his crew's not matching up to the standards that Oda himself has put, like from the war up until now. Because when you look at the comparison between crews like Big Mom and Whitebeard and even Kaido and all the guys that they had under them and all the strong, fighters they had under them, I'm not saying that none of the Strong Hats are strong fighters, but I don't think Oda has done a good job in showcasing just how much stronger and how close to the tier of these other guys that the Straw Hats are and could potentially be. And I think that's just because there's been so much fluff of characters in each and every arc. It kind of takes away from that. And it kind of takes away from him really to show what the Straw Hats are truly capable of. Like, we haven't had an arc, like even I'd argue back to Ends Lobby, where we've had the Straw Hats just be the Straw Hats and the people they're up against. No cutaways to, other armies or other factions. It's just Straw Hats and whoever they're fighting. And we see how stronger they've gotten. I think that's where, even now, we're just seeing a mishmash of Straw Hats going here, Straw Hats going there, fighting against here, fighting a little against there. We're not really getting the 1v1s like we used to. And it's hard for people to really gauge what these other guys are capable of up against these stronger tier guys. And I think that's what's kind of where people are judging, Luffy as opposed to everyone else.
So
That's
it's more
what
like
the three parts are for.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so-
like
I mean,
it's like,
yeah,
like
I
people
understand
agree
that,
with
but that's like way down the line. You know what I'm saying? We know the Straw Hats are strong. Dave Oda has expressed this in the story, but I think from most
Multiple
people's
times.
standpoints, when you look like, multiple times, but I think where some people are coming from is we want to see just how strong they are. We want to see them do things. We want to see Usopp in his tactics. We want to see what Nami can do with her knowledge from the Weather Islands and her new climate tactor and Zeus. We want to see, Chopper bust out some more horn points instead of relying on Kung Fu Point over and over and over and over
yeah,
again.
but like not every crew, like when you see how all these crews work, not every crew is gonna have a top down to bottom down system where everybody's OD strong. That's like even the Straw Hats. It's like you look at the things that you see Nami do among the weak trio. Nami is very effective and very powerful, but she can even like electrocute like giants and hordes of giants when a single thunderbolt. You have someone like Chopper who's not able to counter Imu's ability. Usopp, he'll get a shine of course in the future, but then you have someone like Frankie who's like he's taking out nightmare
Matching
creatures the
Jinbei.
size of big. Yeah, you have Jinbei on your crew, right? And which means something in terms of like he is a former warlord of the sea. Like you have a Boa Hancock level fighter right there with Jinbei, ideally, and then you have Luffy, and then you have Zoro and Sanji, who are gonna be like on pace to be stronger than Old Man Rayleigh, and then eventually Prime Scopper and Prime Gabon. So it's like, like these guys have been other emperors' elites. They beat King and Queen. They are beating the shit out of the Holy Knights without, their omen rings. They're handling they're handling guys like Rob Lucci, So they're proving that they're strong,
Not with ease,
but even Emu's elites, or I guess Holy Knights, even the Holy Knights themselves, a lot of them can't handle Zoro and Sanji. Like they're getting crushed.
Elders for that, more.
Yeah, they
right. It's
needed
like, it's like the elders are the elders, but it's like, the Holy Knights are supposed to be like the guardians of the Holy Land. Like Sanji Concast is Killingham, and then Zoro's ready to fillet Summers.
Yeah, they need a fucking omen boost, and they're still gonna lose at the end of the day with that.
Probably.
I think the sentiment, like for like the crew comparison, it really just goes back to like the first introductory of like Whitebeard and how his crew reflected as like, because like they're like people's first introduction to like the Yonko system is through Whitebeard, and like the crew by extension does reflect that kind of nature of a lot of his crew members. They have like that kind of imposing aura where like they can like fight against like top tier characters, but like with like Luffy's crew, like it doesn't feel like it replicates like that similar template.
Yeah, okay. Wait. Yeah, because I'm about to say, it's like, I feel like Luffy's crew at this point in time, they've proven that they are getting to that point, if not already at that point.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I feel like
it's like I feel like if let's say for example, fuck it, why not? Let's just say that Nami or Robin, they get captured by the Marines and they're gonna execute Robin or Nami, okay? If they want to prepare for the Straw Hats, they need Marineford. They just need Marineford.
Basically, or something similar.
If you have Luffy plus his allies, so it's like you have the Grand Fleet and Luffy, you need to have Marineford. Otherwise, you're not winning. You need every warlord. You need fucking you need every warlord. You need every admiral. You need 100,000 dudes. You need all that shit against Luffy. You need that.
Yeah, you do need that. But like my point is like the crew, like people don't feel like they're sold on like the Straw Hat crew. Like the other Yonkos, like they don't feel like it's sold well enough. They don't feel like they're convinced well enough to like feel that way. Unlike with the other Yonko crews, like Oda hasn't done like.
But Frankie even says it in the chapters, like we're at Emperor's crew.
Yeah.
Like he even says it in the chapter.
I feel like
that there, but
like people like, even if Frankie does say it, it's like, bro, it's Frankie. Like people are gonna feel, they already have like that notion that it's Frankie, bro.
That's the thing, bro. I feel like people are more comfortable trying to feel that way because we've just watched the Straw Hats like entire journey. But I feel like if you're looking at it from like the lens of like being in the world, dude, I think everybody, like not including Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, I feel like all the Straw Hats, I don't know if it was here we discussed this before, I feel like all the Straw Hats outside of those three too, they could all be warlords, in the world of One Piece. Even Usopp, like not from a power sense.
One Usopp can.
Yeah, and not from like a power sense, but like just
from an influence standpoint, he could be a warlord.
But like everybody else outside of Usopp too, I feel like from a power sense, like they could run a whole warlord situation as well too.
People don't understand. Like if you let me give an example with just like the Celestial Dragons. Like forget Emu. If you pit any of the Straw Hats, or at least most of the Straw Hats, if you're not an elder, and if you're a God Knight but you're not Garling, Shamrock, or Shuri, you're getting your ass kicked in. You're getting your shit pushed in. It's like
hold on.
Saw that.
By who?
No, I'm saying we saw that. Like Frankie can probably handle a regular God Knight. Like Brook can, Robin can. Like you don't need to get to like Luffy, Sanji, Zoro. Like the middle of the crew can handle a God Knight, like individually.
Well, the Omen Rings, Sanji annihilated Killingham. It wasn't even a contest.
I'm saying without Omen. I'm saying just the base God.
Yeah, like without Omen. So like Robin had a hard time against Summers, but I mean Robin.
Thing.
Yeah, you got the matchup thing right. It's like,
that's our matchup.
Right? Yeah, and then also too, to keep in mind that like ideally, obviously Gunko wrapped up the crew, but keep in mind that but keep with G-Man there, true. But also,
Jesus.
Oda has admitted before, time and time again, that he likes keeping the strats weaker at the beginning of arcs, and
This
then
is
likes to
true.
make them more stronger at the end of the arcs, or they can unleash their full powers come the end of the arcs. That's what he likes to, and he said that. That's what he
why
likes
really
to do
go
it.
all out,
You know?
yeah.
Because like,
Also,
otherwise, arcs would be
Gakko's
too short
power
in his
is
mind
tricky
if they
to
were just
handle.
coming off the gate with the right energy.
Also, Gunko's stronger than
seems
an
like-
average God Knight. There's also
It
that.
seems
Go
like
ahead.
I think
We
they're
don't-
at the Straw Hats. They're at their full power right now. The Straw Hats, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with Brandon. Yeah, I agree. I think that now that the fight week's over, now that they heard Brooke's speech, they're gonna really try and help out in an earnest way and be way more
Now
effective
it's time
now.
to lock in.
Yeah, we're
Exactly, yeah.
streamlining to conclusions in terms
Yeah.
of like, everybody's kind of locked in. We're gonna take care of this threat and get it off.
And again,
Elbat.
it's like remember how Big Mom earlier in the post time skip, how she would have her henchmen just go out to other countries and they will like lay waste to them, and just for like candy and sweets.
Bobbin.
Luffy could do the exact same thing if he wanted to, where he could just send like, I need someone to go here, someone to go there. Like, let's say for example, let's say for example, let's say in the future, right? Let's say Wano country needs help because they're getting invaded by some sort of force, right? Like in an ideal world, Luffy could have, let's say, Frankie, or he could have, let's say, Brooke, or have Nami,
Yamato.
or maybe not Nami, but like maybe Yamato, yeah, but like he'd have someone go there to Wano country with, let's say, a platoon, let's say 1 or 2 captains of the
And just handle
Grand
business.
Fleet. Right, exactly, and just handle business, right? Like that's how it would work in like an ideal world. If Luffy wants to run things like the Emperor's of the Sea, and he's
like,
getting
he
to
really
that point now,
embraced his Grand Fleet as well too.
I think
like, yeah,
I think more so
like the same way that you see Blackbeard have Carrying Devon and Laffy on a side mission
Got
when he
Laffy
handles some
in
of
the
the law.
flower room,
Like you would
chilling
have
with the Cheetos, yeah.
Yeah. Like, exactly. Like, you'd have his boys do the same shit. They operate in the same way.
Pink Beard on Leloucia as well.
Yeah, people
Like,
are lucky Luffy
Right.
is like,
And it's like-
very just on his like own bullshit, because
Yeah,
like,
right.
really
Luffy
be
is kind of
terrorizing
similar,
the
let's say,
world.
like Shanks and Roger, where like they focus on the journey at hand. They're not
Whitebeard
focused
as
on
well.
ruling, or let's say, all kind of stuff. But I feel like the crew has proven themselves as it is, to where they do warrant a tremendous amount of respect. And Luffy only just amplifies that because people say that they don't want to fuck with Luffy. And I know they're Holy Knights, people want to rag on Holy Knights, but Holy Knights, they are pseudo-immortals. They are pretty strong in the
They're
grand
strong.
scheme of
They're-
things.
they
They're
are strong.
and they say openly, we don't want to fuck with Luffy. We just don't want to do it. No, hell no. It's not a good idea. They say it. And Emu getting his shit rocked in by Luffy is proof evidence. This is your go. This is your god, the Great One. And the Great One is getting shit pushed.
The Great One, no.
Look at them, bro. Like, look at this punch.
I still feel like with what Mike Guy said, I still think it still holds up, to be honest.
But how though? Like, that's what I'm confused. Like, how? Where? Why?
Because like the more I think about it,
here's-
like Luffy's crew feels more front loaded compared to like the other emperors. I don't
Okay.
know, like, just
Okay.
thinking
Wait.
about
Wait. Hold on. So, Robin beat Black Maria. Frankie beat Sasaki. You have Jinbei who beat Who's Who. Zoro
could've
beat
beaten up
King.
Fu.
Sanji beat Queen. So that's half of your crew that are beating other commanding officers in another emperor's crew. The only guys that didn't perform were Chopper, obviously,
Bro,
Usopp, and Nami, who are the weak trio.
And I mean, Chopper, granted, we know the result of the fight. He was thrown out with Queen for a little bit. Like he was,
he threw
he
blood from-
didn't go in there and just get
That didn't
like
count,
fucking
stop.
one shot. All right. I mean, I'm just saying, like he
the
did. He
only-
did.
like
he did stand his
Chopper,
ground.
like
I'm-
that Chopper move, it just feels like a gimmick, It doesn't feel like.
But I-
it just
Yeah,
feels
but think
like a
about it though.
joke.
It's like, but
What
in
I kinda-
Wano Country, every one of the Straw Hats performed except for the weak trio in terms like getting dubs. Frankie got a dub, so did Robin, so did Brooke didn't really do much. Fair enough, fine. But Brooke was
Assisted
like
Robin
Brooke.
more so.
I think he Brooke I think
It's
took
fine.
one of the ancient one of the number giants.
He assisted
His
them all.
running support mainly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke did more than enough in the whole case. So
Oh
he
shit.
can.
Yeah, you can argue that.
hold
That's
on.
fair. What's up, Wayne?
He
You can argue
take
that, though. I ain't deny
what's going
that.
on. But he can take a load off from what he did at Whole Cake. So nobody should ever have a problem with that. To
And
be
think about it.
Yeah,
completely
no,
It's
honest.
like
would be a problem
even
off of
like even in terms like the Marine structure right now, Frankie is beating the shit out of Vice Admirals. That's their second highest rank.
Bro, he's low diffing Vice
He's
Admirals.
low diffing
Yeah,
VAs, man.
Yeah, they're third highest rank. If your name is not Garp, you're getting low.
Oh,
diff.
third, true.
Negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, third.
And that's
Like-
Frankie, right? So if Frankie
Hey,
do
put
it,
some
so can
respect on
Brooke,
Dahl,
so can
okay? Put some
Robin.
respect on Dahl.
Brooke. Yeah, Brooke.
Yeah, so it's like so it's like think about it, right? Like as crazy as it sounds, if let's say you had Frankie in Marine Ford and he's crushing your Vice Admirals, that would mean in a sense that Frankie requires Admiral attention. Fucking Frankie. All right? If
Or
the
Warlord
VAs
is-
can't do it, then you need Admiral to do it.
Or
As
Warlord.
crazy
Admiral
as that sounds.
attention,
But
Frankie.
he's gonna get his ass shit. He's gonna his ass pushed in. Obviously, he's gonna lose.
But it's like that's what it
Vice
takes to
Admirals
put him
can't
down.
handle Frankie.
Yeah, just send a
Frankie!
Yeah, but like Cole,
Send
here's the thing,
Dolphy
right?
after him.
Here's the thing, right?
Good
Like,
job, Cole.
like,
Good job.
you say
saying.
that like Vice Admirals aren't able to handle Frankie, right? But like
Yeah.
people aren't gonna. They feel like they aren't gonna feel like they're sold on it until like you know like an admiral
What do
pulls
you
up
mean?
and
He
and
one-shotted
says, "What's
Red
up,
King."
salute Frankie."
Shit, dude. I'm about to say, I
He
don't know.
one shot at Red King in Elba.
He knocked out
Agony.
all three of them chins, or all four of them. I don't know how
Sometimes
many
you
chins he
can't you can't tell people stuff. Even if they see it, they still don't want to believe it.
Yeah,
And Frankie, think about this. Frankie literally was fighting all these people on Dressrosa. People still don't want to give Frankie at least Vice Admiral level.
exactly. That's
He
my
beat
point.
Sasaki on his own for the most part. Oh, he's still at Vice Admiral level.
Who are these
He went
niggas?
Red King. He's still at
Yeah.
Vice Admiral level. But at this
Senior-
point,
senior-
you've been willfully
and mind
ignorant.
you,
Like, for real.
and mind you, senior officer is higher than Vice Admiral in cheering.
Like Frankie already
like-
has the stigma. Like he doesn't
Nah,
feel
a
like
senior,
he ain't
a
gonna do
senior
anything.
officer is like a
Stigma.
flying
Like,
six.
okay, hold on. Frankie could beat a Vice Admirals pre-Super Vega Cola. He has the Vega Cola now. He's crushing Vice Admirals. Maybe. I'll admit it, there could be a few Vice Admirals that we're unaware of. Like, let's say, I guess, like the smoker tier Vice Admirals. Maybe these guys are going to be Harper's for Frank because, you know, he has no hockey.
What the fuck
and
is
they have,
Smoker
and-
gonna do with you,
I
Frankie?
don't know. All I'm saying is that
Put some respect on
because
Dahl.
he doesn't have hockey, right? That's the idea, right? But like
He
in a
got
general
hockey?
sense, most Vice Admirals are gonna get their shit pushed in by Frankie. If that's the case, again, in a Marine Ford war setting, that means that if you can't have Vice Admirals handle Frankie, then you go a tier higher. You need the Admirals to come in there and try and wrap down Frankie. It
Or
is what
the
it is.
Warlords. Or the Warlords if we're
Yeah,
doing
or the
Marine
Warlords to
Warfare.
pull up there and then try to handle Frankie.
Send
Frankie,
Dolphy after him. Like
Frankie might beat Dolphy now.
Okay. Let's
Whoa,
not go
whoa.
back to this.
Come on. This shit is
We need to
real.
stop
This
that.
shit is real, dude.
No,
It's
no.
real.
You're being delusional. At first, you was 100% correct.
Nah, I'm telling you, dude.
I'm
still
I'm
not-
telling you, bro.
I'm
I'm telling
telling
you,
you,
bro.
I'm not- I'm not-
you,
I'm telling
you
you,
went
bro.
overboard.
beating
Look,
Dolphy.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
with
bro.
you. I was with you.
Super Vega Cola Frankie versus Dolphy is a battle. That's a battle. That's
Look,
not a
I was
joke,
with
bro.
you down pat.
Dolphy
I
was
was
getting
with- I
impressed
was
by the
with you.
first Gear 4. Like, come on. You're
Where's
telling me that
Lucy,
Frankie.
though,
You're
bro?
telling me that
Where's
I was
you're
with
telling
you
me
down
that
Pepsi Lane.
Super
Frankie's
Vega
getting-
Cola Frankie can't compete with the first Gear 4? Come on.
No, he can't.
So here's
Come on.
the thing, right? People forget that Dolphy fought both Luffy and Law at the same time.
Who? Oh no, that was
Luffy
prior
and Law at
too.
the same time.
Yeah, but that was like prior to the 1v1. That was like when you had Trey Ball in there too. Like, it was
And
Dolphy
Law
and
was
Trey
already
Ball
spent.
doing some funky shit, and they had Law and Luffy doing some stuff too. Like so, like
But
they
like,
were
but
both
like
doing
Law
things.
at that point when he stepped into the fight, he had no healing from like the previous fight. He was like battle
he had-
damaged. Like he was
he
completely
had-
destroyed.
he was dealing
Like
with
he was
Isho
like severely
before.
weakened coming into
And again,
fight Dolphy again.
I hate to say it too, but it's annoying. But Oda did say that because of the Bellamy thing with Luffy, he was taking enough damage to like
No, that's
compare to the
bullshit,
Gamma Knife.
bro.
I
That is
know
bullshit.
it's
no,
dumb.
That is
no, it's
absolute
actually
unadulterated.
I know
Scale,
the
scale.
statement, but it's such bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
no,
bullshit,
yeah,
bro.
but like Dolphy literally says like they're both equally damaged.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
I think he
fucking
does
way.
too, but it's hard to believe. But yeah, that's something that I just have to accept it. But like, I don't think it's crazy to say like, okay, like here's what I think happened. Okay, I surmise in my accurate 1% power scaling, of course. The way I view it is that in Wano country, The reason why Zoro and Sanji got so many power-ups was because Zoro and Sanji were, in a way, trying to surpass or be at least the same level as Gear 4 bound man Luffy. So you could argue that that's why, in terms of, let's say, Katakuri versus Luffy in Gear 4 could beat Katakuri, who was the first commander, or the right-hand man of Big Mom. And then King and Queen represent like the next best guys of Kaido's crew. And then in a way, Sanji and Zoro are now above Gear 4 bound man at that point in time. Because mind you, they couldn't beat commanders before Wano Country. Those are happening.
Officers.
I don't know that.
They could.
All I know is that like they could be commanders prior to.
Already.
Nah, I doubt it.
Pre-Wano, I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
Sanji was doing well against Big Mom's senior officers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like he was doing very good against them. Yeah, so like
think about what his name is, Daifuku. Remember, he literally pulled up on the ship to the point where Kira said, "Oh shit!" And Daifuku Gina was as big as ever.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
forget,
You're right.
he pulled up. He was finna blow the ship up. I mean, like cut the ship in pieces. Sanji start fighting him. They go off panel. Guess what happens next time we look at the ship? Daifuku and this genie MIA. They're nowhere to be found. Sanji off screen this thing.
Yeah, remember that Sanji kicked the whole giant genie blade thing, and then they had a whole like clash thing. Yeah, I remember that. But like, I would just say like I think they could beat some team officers for sure. But saying that, let's say Zoro and Sanji, let's say on Jack's level pre-Wano,
not even
I think
close.
it's hard pressed to say that.
No, hell no.
But after Wano, they're on King and Queen's level now. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Or
Like now
above
they're on
them.
like King.
Yeah.
So like now they're beating actual commanders after Wano Country. That's when the big buffs they get.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I said they're on that Gear 4 level at that point in time. I think that happened to Frankie just now. I think that's Frankie now. Where because Frankie's now matching Jinbei for attack power. If not superseding Jinbei in attack power.
Now, I don't agree with you saying that Jinbei is as strong as King. I don't agree with that. But it's like,
Yo, in the water, I think he is. I think he's real.
I don't think
Yo,
so.
the water tech again.
Water attack, bro. Water attack.
Yo,
No,
when Jinbei gets fired from fucking
Water dragon
UPS,
jutsu.
bro,
And then
that's
here it
when
comes.
he's really gonna show his true power.
What I want to ask you guys is, because I saw a lot of outrage with Cole's comment about Dofi versus Frankie. Where do you all have Dofi in tiering?
Commander.
Under
Wait,
Jack.
what? Well, no. Wait a minute. What did you say?
First commanders were
First commander.
Nah, not first commander.
First commander's
No.
No,
Maybe second, but probably
okay,
third.
but
between second and third.
humor
for
me
me.
for
Yeah,
a
he's got to be
second.
somewhere there. Yeah.
Humor me for a second. Most people literally ignore the simple fact that Gamma Knife slowed down somebody like Dofi to the point where he was net giving gear second and gear third. To the point where when you look at it, after he got Gamma Knife, oh my God, gear second keeping up with him and all that stuff now. It dramatically, it looked like he could have probably kept up with gear fourth easily if he never got Gamma Knife on some real stuff.
Yeah,
But
but
most
according to
people don't
Oda,
look at it.
Luffy was in the same exhaustion level as Dofi, according to Oda himself. And
Oh yeah,
Dofi himself, too.
I'm not
So
taking
it's like,
that away.
I'm not.
Dofi would have lost, obviously.
Wait on, real quick for the chat. No, Jinbei in the water is not like Zoro Bandana. It's not even close. Jinbei is actually stronger in the water, unironically. Okay, like you see the tech he could do there with the water. Like it's a whole different ecosystem of power with Jinbei in the water. Okay, continuing.
Who would think a fishman in the
No,
water?
I was just,
Right?
I was just saying that even in
I actually
go ahead.
think that Zoro and Sanji, they're both first commander. Like they're above King and Marco. To me,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Again,
Oh,
that's why they went. Oh, what's up, Eric? That's why they went for the power-ups that were so much in Wild Country. But all I'm saying is that, again, if you need to have Frankie crushing vice admirals in Egghead, and then he gets a power-up now, if he was in Marine Ford, he would need admiral attention. Frankie versus Dofi is not off the table. It's not.
Here's the thing,
or
Paul,
against
people
someone
have
else.
seen people have seen Frankie for like a long time, right? So people are gonna have like this notion in the back of their mind, it's Frankie dog. Like no matter what he does, right? People are they're not gonna be like thinking of him as like someone like, you know,
Frankie's
like
giving
him doing
lower tier
stuff
commanders a hard
like you're
time
suggest
right now.
like he is doing.
Frankie's
They will
better
scale
than
him closer to the senior pinks and stuff because
Frankie's
that's
Yeah,
better
their
than-
yeah,
advice
exactly.
To be
so
honest,
far.
when he beat Sasaki, my opinion of Frankie actually got higher because it's
Yeah,
like,
he beat
okay,
the senior officer on his own.
it's like, yeah, it's like when he beat us, he beat that senior officer on his own. I was like, okay,
Okay.
Frankie's moving up there. You know, like,
Okay.
okay, here we go. You know, let's go. Frankie door open up. Like I was kind of, getting hyped for Frankie when he beat that officer. I'm like, okay, Frankie's now making some games. This is what I
And
want
he's
to see. I want to
one-shotting vice
see.
admirals on Egghead.
Yeah, well, when seeing him do that, seeing Frankie do that, it's like, okay, Frankie's locking in. Here we go. Like Oda's like making Frankie gains here. Like he beats Sasaki,
Frankie
he's
been
knocking
about
out
that
Vice
life, though.
Ivan.
He's been about
No,
that
but
life.
no, but what I'm saying is instead of Frankie saying, oh, we're getting stronger, I'm actually seeing him in real time defeat a vice admiral, defeat an officer. I'm actually seeing him make those gains. That's the thing when I'm talking about when I say that, huh?
You know what's crazy? Like, we've been reading this story for 30 years, right? And like,
damn near.
And like every time someone talks about the balance of power, it's always like they're even and shit. And then we expect like the Holy Knights to be all fucking Yonko level and shit when the Straw Hats have to fight them. Like that's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna be
Finally.
It's going to be the captain of Yonko level, then the commanders of the commander level, and then the rest. That's every crew.
Exactly,
that's going to be, including
like
the
Eric,
Wadome.
so like Eric, like we were talking before too. It's like people, because I was kind of explaining how like obviously when it comes to like Luffy versus Emu, it's like this shouldn't be easy at all. Like the idea that Emu could just crush him. Yeah, it's gonna be easy at all. And then like Luffy's kind of getting to the point now where it's like, hey, he's going to wind up. Like getting much. He's already charging a lot, and then like we kind of went over like the ideas of why people kind of view the strats as like weaker than they should be, and then the idea is okay, well, because like the crew hasn't proven themselves in some ways, but it's like I kind of like went over the idea like I don't know how that's the case when like they've done like literally most of the crew have been officers of other Emperor crews, like Robin beat Black Maria, Frankie beat Sasaki. You have Jibe who beat Who's Who. You have Zoro who beat King. Sanji beat Queen. That's more than half of your crew. That's already gotten dubs against other Emperor crews, and that was 2 arcs ago. So I was like, of course, it's gonna be way stronger now than they were back then. And then Frankie gets to a point now where like he's beating Vice. Imagine that if Frankie was in Marine 4, no Vice Admiral's beating Super Vega Cola fucking Frankie. What does that mean? You have to bring in the heavier dudes against Frankie.
Except for Garp. Yeah.
Most Vice Admirals. I said
except for Garp, yeah.
Yeah, I said most for
the
a
issue, like the issue. I think the issue is that like people get confused with Egghead and think like Oda let Luffy do what he was supposed to do instead of Oda just nerfed the fuck out of him and didn't let him use any Haki the whole time.
Thank God somebody paid attention.
Annoying. Like
somebody paid attention.
King, he's fighting Walkery and he doesn't use Conquerors for no reason.
That I don't know because I think Oda just fucking forgot. I have no idea.
No,
but,
he didn't.
Nah,
he does this on purpose.
I don't know. It was weird not seeing you.
But here's the thing.
I don't get it. So.
Even if he forgot or not, that's detrimental.
Did he forget that Big Mom had Conqueror's Haki when he was fighting Lauren Kidd, or did he just conveniently not let her use it? Like
at times she didn't use it. At times she did use it. It was like I don't know. It's like I don't know. She supposed to use it all the damn time.
And then even when you think about it, the earlier statement that that Oda had put out there that he nerfs the Straw Hats at the beginning of an arc.
Yes.
For them to get stronger at the end of the arc, it's like why?
Yeah, either incrementally or exponentially. It depends on the arc.
I'm still seeing dudes repeat that, like, oh, well, 6 Yonko couldn't do anything to Aimu. And I'm like, it was ghost form. It's intangible. It doesn't count.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. It's like
Like,
you
even
can't.
that,
You
they actually
can't tell me
get
that
messed up.
Aimu is stronger in that ghost form than he is now. Like Aimu, I think is absolutely stronger now than he is back then.
This is his
in ghost
true
form.
body.
Right. So it doesn't matter if they do that crazy barrage of attacks. When you fight against the real Emu, you have Luffy.
You can actually damage him.
We saw Loki watch the ghost form with the ice.
Loki and Luffy watched the ghost form, and it was funny. They negged it.
Because they're immune to Aimu's bullshit.
No, not even because they're immune. They was like they're still just beating his ass.
Wow,
But
they
I
would
don't
have
think
got
most
They would
people.
have got dummy reversey if they weren't immune.
Yeah,
He tried it.
that is 100% true. All I'm saying is they was beating this man
Well, yeah,
Emu's
like
ass,
it's
and it
not
was
like
funny.
it's not like Rox was overpowered by armor. They just couldn't hit
Yeah,
him.
Emu is like we've never seen dummy reversing on anyone who has a devil fruit. Like so
True.
far.
That is true.
So it's
Look,
like it's
King,
possible
King,
that just the devil
You
fruit
got
being
you
a
got
perfection.
you got people out there like confused as to how Luffy can even touch armor because they're like, well, Kaido couldn't do this, and I'm like, Kaido could absolutely do this.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Absolutely
so it's
could.
like there
What
was
the
a
fuck?
there was a video that I did about Kaido's emu like literally like a few days ago, and then people were constantly I was downplaying emu too much, and I was like, well, like you have to keep in mind that like in terms of the story narrative, emu if he was as strong as you guys think he was, then emu would have just
doesn't
ran
make
into the
sense.
new world and just
Yeah,
dominated.
it doesn't
But
make
like
any sense.
that never happened.
The story
Even
doesn't make sense.
even with the timer on, you know, like that just wouldn't be the case. Like the Emperors of the Sea are there for like yeah, some said the best too. I think it was Scale, where it's like the Emperors are literally the next tier below Pirate King.
Yeah,
So like, how the fuck
among
can you
pirates, like,
yeah, come on. It's like
Yeah,
they're
and
not
people
to be
keep-
trifled
and
with.
People keep on repeating the same bullshit point that like armor didn't want to do anything because like it would have disrupted the balance when that's not true.
what the fuck?
He wanted to
He
take
doesn't
over
care
the
about
planet.
balance.
He even
Yeah.
said that.
He wanted to
Emu
build an
doesn't care about
army for
balance.
80 years.
Why would Emu
Like,
care
Yeah.
about the balance?
Emu
But
cares
people
about
keep-
control.
In fact, he's
People-
still salty at the chance that he missed the Giants.
Yeah,
So it's
like,
like, you know,
I think-
hello?
it's cope.
I
Like,
think the
it's that-
whole
the idea
Sorry.
isn't true anymore. Like people gotta update their ideas
Good,
when they
Brandon.
get new information.
True.
Go ahead.
yeah, I
Brandon.
think the whole thing is just that Emo he doesn't want to like interact with the lower world, so he just lets them do whatever.
That's
He's-
also
Yeah,
because
he
he's already-
uses proxies.
He's already the god of the world. Why does he need to interfere?
that's
He's
also
not,
not
though.
true.
That's what you're about to say.
He's
the-
not
he's-
technically the god of
He's
the
not.
world.
Yeah, again, how can he be God of the world when there are these nations that literally fight against him? You have the
he's
Red that are doing
king
their
of the
thing,
world, he's
and then
not
a whole
God of the
part of the
world.
world, like literally a whole slab of like of the planet, he
Whole
just
sea.
can't control.
Didn't
A
Emu
whole
make
sea,
a
just can't control.
didn't even make a statement too about like this not being like the world I guess that he like is
Yeah, Emu
like
literally said,
after
"My
this year or
world is
something like
not my world is not complete." He
yeah,
literally
something
said
like
that.
I mean, and then
So-
also too, like in the Godlike flashback, he even says the line that when Rock talks about Davy D. Jones, he seems very like perturbed at that with the idea that he could be king of the world, and he like rebukes that idea entirely, which kind of feels like he's like a little bit like jealous,
He's
or he's a little
salty.
bit salty. Yeah, he's salty about like you know the whole
The
thing,
world,
with
the
Davy
world
D. Jones.
government only has 200 kingdoms in the group.
Right, and again, they're actively trying to become stronger and conquer more of the planet. They're actively trying to do that,
And they've been
but they
doing
have
that
never
for
done.
800
But ever
years.
since the Emperor system, they have not been able to do that at all.
Yeah, because the emperors are those guys. It is what it is.
Garp tells
I mean,
you
I would
intro,
say
like
even
all you had to
before
do was
the-
listen to what Garp said. What Garp said at the end of Water 7 and his lobby tells you the entire plot line for the rest of the story. The Emperors run the show in the New World. We don't. They do, which includes the world government. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
and they regulate each other more than we regulate them.
And Luffy's one of these guys now. You just can't fucking like the Holy Knights themselves say we don't want to fuck with Luffy, bro. The Admirals say we don't want to fuck with Kaido. The Elders say is making Kaido mad really a good idea. It's like
Yeah, they were shitting in their diapers, bro.
hello.
I mean, like, I think for like 800 years or so, I think even before the Emperor system or before like the system that like Rocks was in, like there was just various pirates that were like
Yeah.
on that high level where they can't
Like,
just
great-
come
great
in
Like
and do
400 years
whatever
ago, they
they
tried
want.
to invade Wano country, and then they got thwarted by Ryoma. You know, it's like you know, it happens.
Yeah, like there's people like of that caliber that just exist.
And
throughout the,
I'm
800
very
years.
careful because if one of his Holy Knights dies, he takes damage. So he's very
Yes.
careful in how he distributes them.
Or one of the elders, unless he removes the
Does it
powers
himself, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then too, it's like, you know, like they have layers of protection when it comes to, let's say, the Marines. They have like the slave systems. They have the admirals. They have the Holy Knights. They have
Formerly the warlords.
they have cipher pole agencies. Like they have layers upon layers of protection and layers upon layers of influence, but it's just not enough to really do anything to certain pockets of the world. It just can't. Whether it be strong nations like Wano Country or Elbath, whether it be, again, Emperors of the Sea, whether it be the Revolutionary Army and their activities against them. Like Dragon, I guess Sabo was able to insinuate the Eight Kingdom Revolt. You know, like 8 kingdoms went against the ideas.
Like King, even a couple, like when shit came out, I saw people being like, but I thought this was gonna be like One Piece's Madara or like Sakuna. And I'm like, are you brand new to One Piece? Like,
I mean, Eric, it's natural though. Like people are gonna have those like,
is it though?
Established notions in their brain.
That's like it feels like out of all the people that would be following the story, it would be Blackbeard, either that or the Earth God.
It isn't natural to think that like Emu would be tiers above all the other top tiers in the story. That's not natural to me.
Why is it One Piece's problem that it's not following the shonen formula to a T like it never has?
I don't think it's a One Piece fault. I just think it's just like people like just come with that expectation because they've read other series with like as Oda's like contemporary.
One Piece is
like,
not Naruto.
It's a natural Bleach. It's a natural comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, if they read the story, they should know better.
I agree with you, dude. But it's like, you know, and then like the idea that people, you know, like I get it. In terms of like people, they see what happens early in the arcs and they think, okay, so that's what they are now in terms of power or in terms of standing. But it's not. You know, it's like how many times can Oda tell you that, hey, we're an Emperor crew, that matters. We're strong as fuck now. Frankie says it. Zoro says it. Whether View says it, it's like they're saying it constantly. It's like, hey, we're an Emperor crew now. You know, like we're not the same people. You know, like we're 1,000 times strong. Kizaru, like get ready. You know, it's like shit. Like it's like how many times? How many times?
I think it's really, you know, also down to the fact that, you know, you have so many newer people who are coming into One Piece too.
I don't know why.
Well, they should have read the story the same way we did. They should have read from chapter 1 to chapter now.
Yeah, but they're not reading the story the same way we did.
They need that wake up.
You know,
I think
you know, it's
I think
you know, it's
starting to.
You know, I think, you know, I think it's you know, it's just really, you know, a change of times really, because if you've read the story from the start and you've been around from the start, you've been around all these years, you know this, you know the Straw Hats are strong, you know the Straw Hats, you know, do what it do. But I think it's just for the sole fact that there's so many new people who are now coming in, at different avenues, who probably came in during Marineford, who probably came in during Hope, who probably came in during, you know, Wano, who are probably coming from Netflix. You know, it's now that new wave is kind of pushing their expectations, and you know, you got the older ones, us who've been here, like, nah, what are y'all doing? Like, no, this go read the earlier chapters, go back. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know,
the issue is you're saying that I agree with that point, but you're also seeing like veterans make the same mistake, and community leaders make the same mistake. It's like mind blowing how they're like don't understand the system at all. Like
maybe they just can't believe it. Maybe they just can't believe that like someone like Emu
talking about walkery like that matters.
Oh God, are they really?
Oh,
wait,
with how Emu took damage from the punch, but when Luffy punched Rockery, his hand started hurting.
Emu's not the most durable character in the story. People just have to understand that.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, it's like because it's like Oda tells you how the crew gets stronger and how the story is written. He tells you, I like to nerf characters at the beginning of arcs, so the arc can be more fun and exciting and more adventurous, and we get to the lore, so obviously. And then he likes to have them go all out, and we see that throughout the entire story, and how at the beginning of arcs are kind of like not zoned in. They're definitely having fun, they're exploring new territory, and then later on, if there's issues that they need to handle, they handle business. Yeah, they're sandbagging a lot of times. He says that. You know that they get stronger every time they go to a new island because the journey, like Zoro himself says it. Even Zoro and Shanks said it. We're like, you know, the growth of these young guys will be insanely high, and how with all their new experiences and so on, they get stronger. So he tells you how they get stronger over the course of time, and it feels like, you know, like obviously the formula is like a standard shonen where it's like, hey, we go for a training arc. We get stronger via the training arc, like on some, Senju DNA type shit, or we go through a Bleach Bankai train. Oda ain't doing that shit. Oda's like the journey, and the journey along makes him stronger. So Luffy now is stronger than Luffy that we see in Elbaf. I mean, on an island, on a country. That's how it works. And, when Oda tells you with these signs, like, hey, we're Emperor's crew. Pay attention now. You know what that means. Can't be fucked with. When Frankie is diffing the shit out of vice admirals, it's like, oh shit, and that's fucking Frankie.
Awakening.
That's Frankie.
Oda,
you know what I'm saying?
Oda's
So pay
more
attention
like,
now.
Oda falls more like the Yu Yu Hakusho route. Like they don't do that much training. Like overall, they just like continuously fight and like they get stronger.
That's fair to say that. Yeah, that's fair.
I think for some, it's the thing that they don't want to admit that Oda has issues with the story and memes a lot and caps a lot for the plot. So like they don't want to admit that there's flaws in the narrative.
Yes. It's like think about it. It's like at the beginning of the arc, Jinbei gets wrapped up by Gunko. Jinbei, after going through the book flashback, he's stronger now. Now he's unleashed. And now he can start doing what he needs to do to help out. It's like that's how it works.
Brook blocked Gunko.
Yeah, Brook blocked Gunmu when you were thinking all that shit.
Dramatic effect. Like this is what I'm talking about. You gotta have the correct eye to understand what's cap and what's not in Oda's writing, and what matters to the scale and what doesn't.
It's like you wouldn't want to use Gunmu's block as like an actual measure of how powerful Brook is. It doesn't make any sense. But Luffy coming in there and trying to max to hit Imu, that's an accurate scale of how strong Luffy is.
When Luffy gets serious in Egghead, he ragdolls Satin and Kizaru at the same time. But I don't know why people don't want to look at that at all.
They don't want you to see the truth. That's why.
See, perfect example. The first time he grabbed Kizaru, no blood. The second time, he actually gripped him and blood came out.
What was the idea again? It was like, according to the director of the episodes, one of them who said like, Luffy's not trying to beat Kizaru, he's trying to just save or help Vegapunk. And so like his intent is different throughout most of the arc. Where he's not necessarily intending to actually beat these guys down per se, but just more so make sure Vegapunk gets off the island.
Can you engage a lot of communities and stuff? Have you ever seen a desire for the main character to lose as much as Luffy does? Like,
no.
And he's probably lost the most out of any MC.
No, he loses a fuck ton of fights. Yeah, I mean, he lost the Crocodile 3 times. Rob Lucci, I think Rob Lucci punted him off. Like he punted him out of the fucking Galala, what do you call it? The Galala area, and then he sent him packing through the city.
He's had Kaido like 4 or 5 times.
Kaido was brutal, bro. Kaido was brutal.
He's had massive defeats twice. Shabondi and Marineford.
The thing is, like people want like an Aokiji situation where he just comes in, washes the crew, and then leaves.
That's not realistic at this point.
That is true. It just wouldn't make sense at this point either.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. They're too strong for that now. They're far too strong for that now.
But like, they want like a similar vibe
and then
to
it's
it.
okay.
Not exactly the same.
And then people have to realize, like, it's okay for them to be strong. It's the last part of the story. It's like, I think that people, like, what people I think are accustomed to a lot is that they're accustomed to another series, rapid progression of power come like the very like last arc. Like in the last arc, they get through like massive power ups in one fell go, and they're going to be on their level in that arc. But with Oda, it's like he does right. Yeah, that's more classic, right? But like with Oda, it seems to be like he's just kind of gradually progressing to a point where they are viable. Yeah, and then you don't have to see too many big power-ups come the end of the arc because there'll be power-ups, but you won't see like to the for example, like the way Naruto and Sasuke were moving at the beginning of the Four Ninja War was at the end is like fucking incomprehensible. It's like, how are you guys even the same characters, bro? Like they're very good, strong ninjas come to begin the arc, and then at the end they're like pseudo gods. It's like, what the fuck is happening here, bro? Like how?
You could say the same thing with Ichigo in the 1,000-Year Blood War.
Yeah,
Ichigo at the beginning, Christ, goes through a training arc in the middle of all that shit, comes like he's fucking insanely powerful, right?
All these endings, everyone hates, and they just want the same thing and repeat. It makes no sense.
Yeah, folks have to realize that Oda does things differently, right? That's why Oda he doesn't do a lot of training arcs. Like the biggest training arc in the story was literally the time skip. That was it. And then sometimes they go through training here and there, like in Wano Country. Let's say, okay,
Wano's an exception.
They have a week off. Let's do a little
2
training.
Weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, but,
2 weeks. Yeah,
but it's like, Wano was exponential.
What's the point of a training arc when you get to the end and they literally go adult form or god mode at the end anyway? What's the point of the training arc?
That's why I go back to like the Yu Yu Hakusho comparison, where like towards the end, Yusuke, like the only power up he got was just like the he was able to use the demon energy on command.
Yeah.
Right. He has the Mazuki form later on because of the power up. Yeah, it's power up. But it's like think about those. Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, Yusuke had the sacred energy, right?
Yeah, at the very end of the anime. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when he fought with Yomi.
Yeah, it was like something different though. It was like secret energy come out something entirely. But think about it though. It's like One Piece has been the way the entire time in the series, and that's what kind of bugs me too. It's like even Oda doesn't tell you, like you can see, it's like Luffy never had a training arc for I think any point in the pre-time skip. It's like Luffy in the East Blue, he was already a strong fighter as it was, and he beat everybody else coming. Like there were hidden legends in East Blue, like Sanji and Zoro, like Nami, and so on. And so they got together, right? Then they go into the Grand Line, and the first challenge he has is against Crocodile. He doesn't train in the middle of the arc to beat Crocodile. He just thinks of a new way to try and beat Crocodile. Figures out that, okay, it's moisture. That's the issue that he has with them. And then he has the blood in his hands, and he beats him through those means, right? That's how he beats Crocodile. With NL, it was a counter matchup. And then we go over to, let's say, Rob Lucci, and let's say Water 7. Rob Lucci, he first rocks his shit in, and then on the way to NS Lobby, they're way more dialed in. They're way more focused. And then apparently Luffy was trying to do something unique off screen. And then that's the whole Gear 4 thing. And then again, over the course, and then when the shots are more locked in, they're exponentially stronger. At the beginning, they weren't, right? Zoro, Luffy, Nami all get like thrown off. They get thrown in the building by Rob Lucci, like literally. And then Sanji has to go through the train, but he fails. Okay, when they're actually when they're actually there, that's when they start doing unique shit because they're more dialed in, they're more focused. At no point in time do you see Luffy or Zoro or Sanji or any of them train. That never happens. But they're exponentially stronger, or they're much stronger when they go into any lobby. That's how Oda's writing works. You may not like it, fair enough, but it's a consistent trend with the story. Whether you prefer that or not, it's up to you. But it is a consistent storytelling trend that Oda does.
And I don't think people would like Enies Lobby in like the modern day, especially the powers that they get randomly.
Where we stand right now, this makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
He hasn't gone that much stronger. This is fine.
He is stronger because you see, let's say his mini Gear 4, he has improved, but he is strong. But he's like, he's not gone through like a crazy Gear 5 probably like he did in Wild Country, However, though, Emu getting pressed by an Emperor of the Sea, that's fine. I mean, it makes sense. Duh. Emu could be stronger. I still have Emu Luffy, but he's still Luffy.
Yeah, respect Luffy.
I don't think cats do, honestly, if I'm real with you.
I mean, I do. I respect every emperor aside from Buggy, but I understand Buggy's components in the story.
Like, if Luffy were to fight Kaido again, it would still be extreme diff. Same with Loki.
Yeah, absolutely. If he fights any other emperor, it's like high to extreme diff. Obviously.
Sky Zozo, stop speaking like y'all a right nerd ass weirdo. All right, then what's the right way? Like, what do you think is the right way?
No, he's just being a hater, Cole.
Yeah, because if you're gonna copy Naruto's way or Dragon Ball Z's way, you gotta do something unique. All right, what's the right way? All right, let's see what the right way is. Also, Shadow, much for the donation. Fun fact: in terms of what the titles was showcased, first was PK, then the World's Strongest, through Whitebeard, then Mihawk, then Yonko Buggy Statement. Well, yeah. So in Buggy's situation here, Buggy is he takes more precedence than Mihawk, even though his bounty is lower because he's an Emperor of the Sea. That's what happened with Kid and Law. Like Kid, Law, and Luffy have the same bounty, But because Luffy was Emperor of the Sea, that mattered a lot more. That's why Kid tried to kill Luffy at the end of Wild Country. Because being an Emperor of the Sea comes with certain expectations. Zoro is right. Even though he was heavy-handed, he was right. You're an Emperor of the Sea. Frankie was right. You're Emperor of the Sea. Duh. Headcanon merchants, Oda should just be explaining this and not SVS weirdos. Hold on. Okay, but Oda has given
Who
you...
the fuck is talking?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Oda has explained it. He has. Zoro literally says in canon that we get stronger over the course of the journey just by going through the experiences. Zoro says that in canon manga. Shanks backs it up later on. So it's in the story.
King, they really want a Hunter x Hunter style.
Yeah, probably, I don't know.
Paragraph.
Mind you, and I promise you, dude, if Oda did that, they wouldn't read it because it'd be too much material.
I mean, Oda is doing a lot anyway with the info.
Guys, it's been
right
30 years of the same thing, and people just still don't get it.
Just follow the trend, you know? I mean, I guess the one thing is that obviously people want Emu to be the final villain of the story, but he's here now. He's here now against Luffy, so pretty good shit kicked in. I mean, he's going to probably win because he's Emu, but at the same time, it's going to be a very hard-pressed fight, or he's going to have to eventually retreat. And again, the final villain of the story has always been up for grabs. It's not a concrete final villain of the story.
Also, if we're going to talk about, like, other shit other than like meathead shit, how's the sun god, liberator of Elbaf, their god, gonna lose in Elbaf?
I mean, talk to me, bro. I like that.
Narratively, like, how does that even make sense? They'd lose faith in Nika. Does it even make sense?
The sun god losing on Elbaf, where people worship him the most. Yeah. And then he loses to the devil? No.
The devil, man.
I mean, like, the only way that
not
happens
today.
is like,
not today,
is like
boys.
Emu says, like what Kaido
what
said on Onigashima, you aren't Joy Boy. Like that's the only way. Like, if Emu feels like Luffy's not like replicating like the Joy Boy that he fought back then he just says you're not Joy Boy, and then he just beats him down.
No, it's completely different. It's completely different because Kaido actually wanted to lose to someone who was worthy of being Joy Boy. Emu is probably terrified of this man. He probably has PTSD from Joy Boy from 900 to 800 years ago.
Also, like, you gotta also think about, like, Amu's, like, why did people think Amu won that fight legitimately against the Joy Boy?
Yeah, he was probably a trickery
I don't think that like was ever really implied that he won that shit fairly. Like, it seems like, you know, a lot of betrayal happened, and probably due to, you know, plots by Emu. We see with Zanisha as well too about apologizing and shit. Something might have happened there too.
He also didn't kill him because he went on an apology tour and made the poneglyphs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we don't know what happened there. The main problem with the whole thing with Emu right now is the problem is that people view Emu too highly. That's
Also,
the problem. Like,
you got to think about one of the major themes of Wano is the Elbaf people are like split on what Nika is. He's either a liberator or a destroyer. So Luffy has to answer that question thematically.
Because he is the sun god, so he'll show you that he is like the liberator, and then he'll free from the current situation. Yeah, he will free
literally and metaphorically free Elbaf from this situation.
yeah, Luffy could even be Luffy could even be both. He could be a liberator with hints of destroyer because he destroys evil.
There are
It's
YouTube
like,
videos
bro.
titled 50 Unsolved Questions in One Piece. Oda will never fill the blanks, so you have to hit. What are you talking? Hold on, we just talked about. We just went a whole Power thing. Not talk about 50 unsolved questions, like theories about theory. Every story has theories and mysteries if they have good world building. That's like saying like there's like the unsolved mysteries of which I tell you can find 50 of them. What? Is he trolling? What's going on right now? I think he's trolling.
At the end of the story, there won't be definitive answers, but there'll be a lot of context you could probably fill in the gaps with.
Bro, like I read Toriko. This shit ends off on a fucking like bonanza mysteries. Like, what the fuck? And that's Toriko, my boy. Like, I mean, and they ended off that way. Yeah,
I think it's good to have some vagary at the end, so you can still like.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the fun.
It's going to have open endings sometimes.
Like the theories are just as valuable as actually with One Piece, it's actually more valuable than the power scaling. I mean, you want them.
Yeah,
you
the
want
lore
the
and the mythos are the main draw of One Piece.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. Josh, much for $2. Hey King, did you get my donation last stream? I don't know. I have to check that. I probably did, but I don't know if I read a lot of donations last stream, so I don't know if I read it or not. I'm pretty sure I did, Josh. I'm almost positive I did.
I'm gonna admit I am disappointed at this flashback though, because it went nowhere, which is kind of fucking.
I
annoying.
really thought that they were gonna tackle the whole Music of the Gods thing. I thought that would be like a critical thing, and I'm surprised
that
they did not do
was
that.
something I was like hoping that would maybe be a factor, but it really just seems like Emu was gooning for the eyes, man, and that's
yeah, like more Naruto kicking Genkais. I'm like, yo, the eyes matter now. Like we have
the
another one?
Sharingan now. The Sharingan.
So we have putting 3 eyes, and we have this. What's it called again? The eye discoloration. What's it called again?
Heterochromia.
Heterochromia.
Heterochromia. Yeah. So it's like
Different colors in both eyes.
Yeah. So now we have heterochromia, and now we have that can unlock something, and then you have the 3-eye clan stuff. Like unlock something. It's like really?
By the way, King, what happened to Kandel being Mayhawk's mother? What happened after?
No one said that, bro. Stop it.
Not the fucking font scaling again, Eric. Please.
No one said that. No one said that. Well, no, actually, they did say that, but it's so fucking dumb, dude. But yo, listen, how is the community taking the idea that that Lubin got cucked? Like, what's going on in the streets?
I mean,
I personally don't think he got cooked. I think it was more of a situation where,
brother, he got cooked. Come on, man.
Dude, I genuinely think that Kandel was talking about him with the.
Yeah, but she had a child with the sister dragon that pulled up.
Exactly. I'm not denying that. I just think that he might have taken it upon himself to like help her save face and marry her.
It was probably a forced situation, King. I don't think she did all.
No, this is just as bad, if not worse, than what
I don't know if it was forced or something that was like scheduled. Like this is what the Minmay family does, and then she just had to abide by that. You know,
a celestial dragon turned up, and then she was bedridden for 2 months. So
it's the same
but
thing
it just so happens to be the case here where it's the celestial dragon that has the power that Emu covets, and she probably knows that too. That's my guess.
I mean,
that was just another version of Magnolia, bro.
They just took Guinea for no reason. So
hot. That's why she's hot. She's
it's just Magnolia and Genie's story all over again, bro. Like Leuven got it worse than Kuma, in my personal opinion.
I don't know where you get that from. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think Kuma had by far the worst, but at the same time, we'll say that because obviously he liked what he was doing there. He
in that particular situation, not overall, Cole.
And look at Garling. You just picked a woman, killed her.
Take him, fuck him, family, kill him.
But yeah, it's just a celestial dragon thing they do. I like her.
A god knight thing to do specifically.
Yeah. Well, Chalice would have done it if he had the power to do it. He wanted Shirahoshi.
I mean, he has how many fucking girls, and he's like 24. He already does that shit.
Yeah.
All the celestial dragons do, or pretty much almost all of them.
Yeah, I just think that because there's like a slight thought in the back of my mind that potentially that Kandel could have still been in on this whole thing, but I think the fact that she died is also like a more of like a reason
That's the
to
thing,
believe.
though. Did she actually die?
Exactly.
Yeah,
We don't know. But let's say that she died straight up, and she was a good woman or whatever. I think that the whole devoted steel blade line, I think that really kind of more so implies that she did genuinely like love Leuven, and that it was a situation of like, okay, I like you, I want you, I'm a celestial dragon, I'm gonna take you. And Leuven, I feel like, from what I've seen with the chapters, I feel like it was more of a she liked him more than he liked her thing. Not to say that it wasn't anything from his end, but I just think that she had more of the affection for him than he did, especially with the devoted steel blade line. And because he appreciated her as like as his steel blade or whatever, he decided to take it upon himself to, go ahead and just marry her and protect her image. Because that's a really bad look. Like, you're Kandel, like the people love you and stuff, and then you get fucking taken up by a celestial dragon and just like violated. Like, that's kind of crazy. So
yeah, I mean, so like that's why it's like for
Leuven's a good dude.
It's like because she's a celestial dragon, it's like I have to just really, really, question her motives, because like you can see it's like she would be like in the same vein as Don Quixote Homing, Dolphy's dad. If she actually genuinely loved Leuven, and which I'm cool with, obviously, like, but she just couldn't be with him because of whatever, I don't know, code, reason, who don't know, social dragon thing. But at the same time, I just cannot help but be suspicious because obviously it's like you're a social
I'm
dragon,
still very
you know?
suspicious. Yeah,
And then with these guys, there's always some crazy plot, plan, machination, and then this could be her way of doing things with Leuven, just to kind of like, you know, I guess maybe have though I guess, you know what, I guess you could argue Emu being there does validate the idea this happened not like outside of his watch, I suppose. So I guess you could argue, okay, that's the case here. But fair enough. Let's just say for the time being that, you know, she's probably in the clear, but I still have my eye on her. I got my laser on her.
Yeah. So like, if anything is ever revealed about her, like I'm not gonna be blindsided by it. Basically.
Yeah, but for right now, it seems like she's very much a genie situation.
Yeah.
Right. A Ginny / homie situation, yeah. But I mean, I will say those like, but like whether or not she is or she's not, the fact that we do have another eye power that needs to be explained is a bit annoying. Like because I feel like we need to get the eye stuff explained for the 3-Eye Clan the most and focus on that rather than having another like eye power that Emu now covets. Apparently, he covets this one for some reason. Like have these.
I mean, that's Oda for you, always giving us more questions than answers. That's
but we need another eye power because now it kind of feels okay. Like okay, is she? Because they want to be considered a lesser race, right? Probably not.
Wait,
who?
People that have the heterotrophy, the eye discoloration thing.
Oh, like as
that's
the 3-Eye Clan is.
Yes,
that's not a disorder. That's normal.
Well, not in One Piece. That's obvious.
What's like strange to me though is that Candel's both of her eyes are like one of Gunko's or Shuri's eyes, you know, like one of the two eyes.
It might be the reason as to why Gro picked her specifically.
That's why I'm confused. Like, what is the situation with these eyes?
That's what we have to. That's what.
And then also Loki has an eye. And then Loki has an eye power too, but that's probably ancient giant shit. But it's like I don't think we ever saw Oars or June have an ancient like eye power.
I'm expecting Oda to have at least like a couple more of like genetic traits in like some of the Celestial Dragon families, because like he already revealed Menmare. Like if there's a possibility where he does do more with the other families, they have like this special genetic trait.
I don't know if this is anything of. It may have an issue that they may link up together this way. I'm thinking that maybe the eye powers pertain to the gods in some way, and that's why they're important. That actually Emu covets them. I don't know how it work out, but Emu's ability, or at least his appearance, has eyes. 16 eyes. I'm starting to wonder if these eyes matter because of that. I don't know why though, but that's the way. There's something that matters to Emu with eyes, and he has eyes all around his halo behind him. So,
I think it's Alkin's razor curl. I think the simplest explanation. It's just something that's useful to him. I don't think we need to read that deep into it.
But if it's useful for Emu, that's a big deal because his whole ambitions are on a global scale.
Well, yes, but it doesn't have to.
I'm starting to think like some of the families may have like a specific purpose in fulfilling his goal.
Yeah, designated to a certain task or like positions or whatever. So again, I still think like what I was saying earlier about, you know, the Figureland family being more of like the strength behind his like his forces
Military
and like the
might.
military, and then the Menmares being more strategical, being able to see the future or, you know, help him plot. I think that's kind of
Being hands of the king, basically advisors.
The advisors of the king. Yeah, I mean, again, like if it's the case where we talked before too, like if maybe they operate like seers for him in some way where they can like allow him to like see various locations or like understand more intel, that'd be some good shit if he actually had that. Because like I'm wondering if this is what he had back in the day, where like he knew somebody who was moving that way back when they passed away, let's say during the war, but that he's trying to regain that old power or something of that sort, you know? Because like it kind of adds up just given like his experience. Like just how, for example, how they talked about the idea that, or they apparently the Giants had a situation years ago where they lost, and the reason why is because their kids were getting kidnapped. He's using these old tactics again.
He's
what he
running
applied back in the day, he's using again.
Plays like.
So like everything we're seeing now, Emu, like a lot of them, they should also like to back things he did back in the day, like the same strats, like rhyme and reason, like use the same strats. Then use if it works, don't if it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like that might come back to bite him in the ass because they might be antiquated at this point.
Does that mean like he also knows like a weakness for Luffy's form? Like he knows something that Luffy does not know.
But
or he might try to beat him the same way that he beat Joy Boy and it simply doesn't work.
Yeah, the thing is,
that could be
if he knows a weakness, he wouldn't be stressing that much about like Joy Boy's haki from the past and like the Sun God itself. Because if he knows like an Achilles heel for it, he wouldn't be that afraid of it awakening.
Even if he does, he could be afraid because he was weaker than Joy Boy. So it's like facing someone else who resembles him might invoke some PTSD.
Good.
Yes,
good.
absolutely good. I want Emu to suffer.
Yeah, like Emu, because this is why I hope that I really do hope that like after it's all said and done, whatever's gonna happen, all right, whether it's gonna be high diff, extreme diff, whatever's gonna happen, I really want at the end of it all BBB on like right there, squad out, like what's up, dude?
He's gonna be on the empty throne alongside with Kuzan. Kuzan is probably gonna be smoking a cigar.
Because I said before too, like I would much rather. Like way much rather have this story be on a pirate note coming at all. Like I know people like Emu and so on. Honestly, like I get it. People love the world government. The Marines have drip. I want to see pirates, bro. I want to see pirates.
Pirates have drip
I want to see pirates. Yeah, but I need to see like come the end game of the story for the One Piece treasure. I want to be pirates and pirates only. Like get the fuck out of the way, Marines.
Thing is cool.
Get
like,
the fuck
like,
out of
like
the way, world government.
Been...
Revolution Army can fucking suck my dick. Fucking bounty hunters can suck my dick. I don't care.
Bounty hunters catching strays, bro. What do they do?
Catching all the strays, my nigga, bro. They catching. If you're not a pirate,
or drug
fuck you, bro. Pirates for the One Piece treasure, 4-way fight, 4 emperors, Buggy and the boys, Blackbeard and the boys, Shanks and the boys, Luffy and the boys. We pull up, we duke it out, or we Davey backfight this whole thing. Fuck it. That's how we roll. I don't want to see, like, we take care of the Marine world government shit now so we can open the way for the pirates later on. Please.
No, because Cole said that he wants 2 wars. He wants a pirate war and he wants a war for everyone else.
Yes. Listen, this may sound crazy. I am fucking cool with the idea of Dragon, Sabo, Ivankov, and the Rev running most of the shit on the Holy Land. Fuck it. If Luffy's not there, I don't even care.
Dragon that.
If Luffy's not there, I do not even care. If he's going for the One Piece, we ball.
He's not giving Dragon that. He's not giving Dragon that.
Fuck it.
Absolutely not.
Actually, since you guys were talking about like, you wanted Inu to like suffer, but I think like the one who's going to suffer the most come the end of the story is going to be Luffy. For like a few reasons.
Luffy?
Because he's like.
Yeah,
he's built up to be like the savior of the world, like kind of similar to like Jesus, and you know he has the whole like lifespan issue, so he might end up actually dying as a result of saving the world.
That is possible, but we're not gonna end the story with Luffy being crucified. That's not happening.
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
He could die. He could die coming in the story. That's possible. I won't deny that. He could die. Yes.
I think that's a possibility, but I feel like that lifespan thing, I just don't think it matters as much anymore as it used to back when it was first said. At this point in time, that's just how I feel about it.
It definitely matters because whenever we see Gear 5 Luffy exhausted, he turns into a very old person.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kaido did mention it when he you know, was using Gear 5 on Wano, but again, I think I just think that it's possible that, you know, Luffy does get to that point with Gear 5 where just like with his Nico abilities that it ends up not mattering anymore.
What he lost, he already lost. Like for example, with Ivankov said that he lost 10 years of his life to heal from Magellan's poison. So those 10 years are gone. But considering we have people like, Kureha in the story, I don't think that Luffy's gonna live that long, but he's probably gonna live the same as like other great pirates. Like usually they die in like their 70s, like Whitebeard. So it's like I do think that we get to see old man Luffy, or at least he
Yeah,
gets
I don't
to
think
like
that's
Garf's
a
age.
possibility when law exists.
I think it would be. I think it would be very like poetic if like Oda like he wrote it so is that like there's like a very like there's a major cost to like being the savior of the world.
Mhm.
You
I mean, yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
okay, so that's possible, but I feel like with the way how Oda's like operating, I feel like Oda is more inclined to have an ending, which you normally would have the endings for the stories, like how the arcs play out. That's how the story play out. Where you'd have essentially an ending that works with everyone having like Luffy's true dream, like past the One Piece. That ending, that actual dream should come true, and then from there should be whatever happens. Because again, like there's a dream, there's a part of his dream that we don't know that Oda has kept hidden. Sabo knows, Yamato knows, and then I think Sabo knows, Yamato knows, and then the rest of the crew now know Luffy's true dream. That should be the last thing in the story. Wherever that is, Oda's gotta tackle that, hit that, and then maybe he dies afterwards. Who knows? But that's gonna happen first. Whatever that true part of his dream is. So I don't think it's gonna be a tragic thing. Not knowing Oda, he doesn't do tragic like that. In fact, shit, Luffy's whole character is built on actual joy and cheerfulness and creativity. Like he represents a lot of, let's say, you could argue what it means to be even like an author per se, like or someone that is trying to excel in the world in many respects. So I don't think he's going to end on a tragedy like that. I'll be surprised if he does. Fair enough. I'd be very surprised if he did that. Very surprised.
Yeah, even Roger died in like he was in his 50s when he died. Like he died at 53. I don't think that Oda would have the gall to kill Luffy at like 20. I don't think that makes sense.
Like, let's say ideally he lives, let's say 80 or 90. He just probably dies at 70 or 60 now. If he were to die a natural death, yeah.
At least like around the same age as like Whitebeard or something like that. Like he
we gotta
should be
remember.
like his 70s. Yeah, Whitebeard died at 72.
What's 72?
Yeah, he was 72 pre-time skip. Roger died fairly young, like he was only 53 when he died.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. You're right. But he had a disease, and let's say for example, let's say Luffy gets that disease too in the future. There's the idea that Chopper's going to cure that, and that's why Chopper's going to be like, that's why he's there in some sense. He'd help cure the disease that even Roger couldn't.
Luffy's going to die eventually. It's just not going to be now.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Oh, did you see the One Piece remake trailer already?
Yes, I have that reaction on my Cole Plus channel.
Also, did you see
I watch it on Patreon? Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it specifically? Because I've seen like a lot of people have issues like they're voicing their issues with it. Like for like one, like they have like the original like Luffy voice actor is still voicing for Luffy in the remake when it should have been like people feel like it should have been.
Oh,
just, like, a
yeah.
Dude, even she wanted like somebody to take over, and they were like, "No."
She doesn't want to do it. Like they're literally going to kill her at this point.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know because I saw a post where actually she said that it actually like renewed her spirit or something like that. Like
she initially declined.
Yeah, because she's not gonna last long enough to see it. To see it through.
Well, you don't know that. Damn, son.
Yeah,
guys.
no.
She's already.
I'm not saying all that.
No.
I'm not saying all that.
She's already like 70, 80, 90. Like, she's not going to last long.
Yeah, no, she is. You don't know, bro. The voice for Goku's like 85, okay? Like, she can't. All right? Like,
I just think that it would have been a good opportunity to get like a new take on Luffy. like I think that's how she kind of felt as well too. But they just had denied her that and said, no, you're gonna go ahead and continue voicing Luffy. And then through the experience, she's like, okay, yeah, it did renew my spirit. You know, I did have a good time with it. But it's like her initial response was like, yo, like I'm gonna go ahead and let the next generation have an opportunity at this. And they were like, no.
I
I
feel
think
like people
in
are probably like a bit scared to have a new voice actress for Luffy at this point in time because they're so used to it.
Yeah.
Because like you can argue that like I don't know how people are in Japan feel about Kazuki Yao's Frankie, and then with now the guy that does Toto doing Frankie, and how they feel about the current Frankie. Like I don't know if people are like are jive with that or not, but I would
He
say
had
like for
to
me
step
personally.
down.
Well, yeah, Yao had to step down. That's the thing, yeah. But I feel like people would much prefer in Japan Mayumi Tanaka keeping the voice of Luffy because it's so accustomed to that. That's what I think is the deal here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but her health matters more than like her voice, her career. That's
I mean,
what I'm saying. Like,
she's not sick or anything though. She's older now, but
no, I'm not saying that when I say someone is not going to last long enough, I'm not wishing death upon anyone. I'm just saying we're all mortals.
I think,
like when
yeah, I think people in America tend to forget that Japan is like a lot healthier than people in America.
even still,
I mean,
I don't know.
like,
I don't know if that really matters, but she's
like
still
she's
old.
71 years old, and so like the idea is that hey, this is gonna go on for like the One Piece can go on for quite a bit of time, more than you would think. It's like for example, like let's say they do the entire East Blue Saga, okay, fine, and then let's say it's so like popular that Netflix says, you know what, we're gonna do now the Grand Line shit, and now we're gonna do the Grand Line remakes for several arcs in which studio style. That could go on for another like fucking 15, 20 years in of itself. And so obviously at that point in time, she will be like what, in her 80s and 90s doing work?
Yeah.
Like that's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's
like,
it's the long term
if-
potential of the project that's like concerning, considering her age at this point.
That's the problem I think people have in general. Where this could be going on for like 20 years if they want to do, let's say, a remake of the entire, like they probably won't do any of the New World stuff. I mean, yeah, probably any of the New World, but they probably definitely want to, let's say, do all Marineford if they could, and then let's say afterwards they stop there if they see the success. Because keep on this fact too, it also depends, I think, on how the live action does. Netflix saw the core reason why the One Piece exists is because of the live action. People got into the series of One Piece first watching the live action. There's a lot of people that are like that. Netflix saw that and they said, okay, let's try and capitalize on that. What can we do by capitalize on this huge One Piece audience? We can do the anime remake, because if new fans to the story want to watch the anime or read the manga's one thing, but the anime is old. It's like 1997 or 1998. That's a
also
pretty old
fixes
anime.
The pacing.
Yeah, that too fixes the pacing as well. Exactly. No filler, fix the pacing. So various things like that. So that's why they're trying to capitalize on that One Piece fan base, because it's only getting bigger on Netflix, because you can see the success of the season 2. Right? It's like they want to capitalize on it, and it makes sense.
So for the One Piece remake, it would be very smart if they did like up to like before Fishman Island, like the whole pre-time skip, because we recently had a remake, Fishman Island. So everything post time skip is like newer. It's like newer animation.
Up to Marineford.
Yeah,
basically.
I agree with that for sure. I agree with that for sure. But keep in mind that again, that's when you're used to a voice actress that has been doing the role for so long. I think that people, how's this? For her, it's about the concern about the change of voice actor later on, right? That's where you want to be kind of in advance. Just keep Luffy with a new voice actor or actress, and then you'd use them for this new series. That was the idea I think people had in mind initially. I don't know if this is going to mean that we're going to have all the cast of characters do it again. So you're going to have the same Sanji, the same Zoro, the same Nami, the same Uso, the same... I don't know. I have no idea. But if you change main characters, voice actors, actresses, it is going to be weird. Like, I think Rick and Morty had that problem too. Like, Rick and Morty, I think the guy that did Rick changed or something like that, and people were kind of getting pissed off with the new voice actor for whatever reason. But I don't follow Rick and Morty. But yeah, like you can understand, like, you know, like you just want to maintain frame with the voice actor for as long as you can. But I would say that I think this is probably an issue only for the Japanese version. I don't know what's going on with the person that is Luffy in English. Is that that's not they're pretty young, right? The voice actor for English. Let me look this up real quick.
I think some people have the idea that the dub actors may end up being the One Piece live action dub.
Iñaki?
Yeah, and Yaki is Luffy.
We ain't
that's what I'm
finna do
saying.
Iñaki,
I don't think they're like voice actors, but depending on how Netflix is moving, they might do something like that.
Colleen is Luffy in the English dub, and Colleen, she's 46 years old, so she can definitely keep on doing it for a long time. So I think for the dub, this is a non-issue. But for the Japanese sub, that's a big issue, obviously.
At least on the short term.
Yeah, in the short term, yeah, true. In the short term, it's not an issue per se for Mayumi, but in the long term, if they want to do more, it would be a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also part of the reason why I think Oda may end the series not like too far from now.
Yeah, but I don't think he should. Yeah, I see what you're saying, because he may want to end the story because he really wants to focus on he wants to help out the anime version of it, but he shouldn't. I think in Japan, I think it's like the reverse. Like in Japan, the priority is always the manga. What people focus on there is like the anime, the merchandise, the movies. All these things are to promote the growth of the manga first and foremost in Japan. That's why they can give you like all these spoilers ahead of time in the let's say for events or for cons, shit like that, and they don't even care. They don't care because you know manga's first and foremost in Japan. But abroad, people try to avoid spoilers and kind of stuff for anime because anime matters more, ideally. Fair
enough.
But yeah, Colleen, she's fine. Iñaki being the fuck that. No offense to Iñaki, but nah, I don't no.
I don't think
him
people jive
do Luffy,
with the live action like that either. So I don't know.
Yo, Cole, you think Taz is gonna go to the Poop Festival?
I hope he does. I hope he does, bro. I hope he does. If he wants to embrace the true nature of what it means to be a pirate, he's got to fling some doo-doo around. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh God.
Yeah, y'all didn't know Poop Festival? Oh, y'all didn't see the Poop Festival, bro? Damn.
Wait, where?
No, I know what it is.
We did a video reaction earlier in the week to the Indian Poop Festival. There's a village in India that has an actual poop flinging festival. This shit was crazy, bro. This shit was.
I'm just surprised it's like your first time hearing about it, but I was like even more shocked to like
about it. First time seeing it.
I was just more shocked to like log into the stream just to like see what was going on. And I was like, bro, what are we like? Why are we watching this right now? Like,
ain't no way. Facts, bro. That shit was crazy.
I'm not.
It was in the news, and it was in the news reaction stream. We just kind of like we deviated pretty hard, and I was like, yo, we're just gonna go down this rabbit hole real quick, and it was like a crazy rabbit hole, bro. It was like
SCP-esque rabbit hole, in how
no worse than that, way worse than that, bro. Like this dude, this content creator had like a whole like tour through a poop festival. This man has a hazmat suit on, and these guys are like flinging doo-doo, like cow doo-doo at each other, like dunking, like it was like, you know, like LeBron James in his prime dunks with doo-doo. And the man is getting the shit almost smeared across his face.
Oh,
It was, you have to watch on my couple channel.
What city is that? What city is that?
I forgot what city it was. It's an Indian city somewhere. I forgot what it was called, but it's just one city. It's only one city that does this.
Obviously, even Indians don't go that far usually.
No, I mean, of course not. It's a cultural thing for one village, but it's popular in terms of views. Like people like watch it, obviously. And then there was one guy too that like because there was a quote unquote science behind this, where the science was saying that like if you just eat like a little micro dose of cow doo-doo, it's good for your immune system, you know. And he actually licks it in the camera. He takes the cow doo-doo, he just licks it. He licks it, and he eats it. It's like, yo, there's no way.
No, but here's the thing. This is science in the same way that people thought that like drinking reindeer pee got you high. Like,
I mean, maybe,
that's the
probably.
nah, bro. Nah, it's not worth it.
Bro.
It's not fucking worth it.
Listen, we have a reaction to it on my Cole Plus channel. Just go,
2020,
everyone, just go to Cole Plus and you'll see it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It is
Bro,
way
what
worse
the
than you
fuck-
think it is.
What
You
the
will
fuck
be
have
disgusted.
you been? What
Yeah.
the fuck have you been watching? Like,
When I do my
people
new
send them
shit,
in the,
I watch a lot.
Yeah, whatever,
I'm
whether
worried
like
about-
whatever he sees in Passionate News or like whether.
But it
whatever
wasn't
people
there.
bring to
It
him.
wasn't there.
It wasn't there, dude.
there.
We
wouldn't
went
do that
down
to him.
rabbit holes. Fuck it, dude. We listen. We ball. Okay, we ball. I'm watching more
that's
unique
weird.
shit.
That's weird as fuck, bro. I'm not
I
gonna
am-
lie.
That was
I am expanding my palette. Literally.
Yo,
That's
That
not
was peak. Like, you're
necessarily a
expanding
good
your
thing.
horizons.
That's
That
not
was
necessarily a
peak
good thing.
that was peak content.
you bringing up the Indian thing though reminded me. Have you heard of the dude that like, he's like a white guy, and he basically got like stuck in India when he was a kid, and now he's like this white dude that like literally talks like a whole Indian. Like, he lives over there.
I have not heard of this specimen.
All right, yeah, you got to go down that rabbit hole next stream. I'll link you the
Yeah,
videos.
yeah. Let me just.
That shit is hilarious because like people are using him as a meme now, like in like World Cup Twitter, like for like different clips and
Bro,
shit.
fuck, man. Like, okay, because there's not going for
Why-
World Cup, but I
Wait.
just don't follow soccer like that, dude. Like, I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't
but
either.
Why? But like, why him? Like, India's not even in the World Cup. Like, why?
All right, chat.
Dude,
Here we go.
It's just I don't know like how to explain how like certain memes start. I don't know how to explain how this one did, but
Fair
I do
enough.
remember seeing the guy's like original video about how he got like trapped there. And he's literally a white dude that talks like he's an Indian now.
So literally,
Oh.
chat. It's like this. All right. This is the Poop Festival. Okay. This is the
Oh, I'm pretty
this is
sure
the
they
guy.
don't- they-
This is
I think
this
they've
is the
seen it,
dude
bro.
that had like literally a fistful of doo doo, and he eats like a micro. It's crazy. These boys, I can't.
Bro, I'm worried about what
Oh,
you're
God.
I'm worried about what you're watching.
Huh? Holy shit.
Eat a little bit.
Wait.
Cancer. Okay, so scientifically proven that if you eat a little bit, it cures cancer.
Nah, man.
Spoiler warning.
Like just
Yo, he's good. He's very
Like
good.
when this should be a meme. Like when someone takes eating shit too literally.
I got you, Kuda. Thank.
Oh yeah, the whole Zonka thing.
Boom.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Boom. Boom. This guy literally took a piece of cow doo doo and he ate it.
Oh,
Y'all
I
got
don't
yo.
care.
he-
I
he
don't
ate
care
it.
if I don't
Some
care if,
Yagami shit. I took a piece of poo poo and I ate it.
I ate it, bro.
bro.
I ate it,
I
bro.
understand. I understand that Indians view cows as sacred, but nah, bro. Most Indians are not doing
No,
this shit.
yeah, of course. Anyone thinks that is insane. It's just one village. It's one village in India that does this because it apparently involves apparently they found some like the ritual goes like they found one this guy. They found one I think a statue of a god that was under a pile of manure, and then the whole festival is based on that idea of finding a deity underneath a pile of manure. I need to watch this for a second.
Bro, culture is some weird shit sometimes.
Bro,
It's-
that
I swear,
was
the
a
world,
nuke
the
right
world,
there,
the
bro.
world is a mysterious place. It really is.
Oh my god.
Not the world, humanity. Humanity is
Oh.
is freakier than whatever nature comes up with. I mean, we are
Oh,
part of nature,
God.
but you understand what I'm talking about.
Yo, Cole, I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you about like your thoughts on the One Punch Man chapters, like when you
Okay,
caught
shoot.
up and what you thought.
Yeah,
about
I'm not caught up fully yet, so obviously I
Oh,
I
okay.
just can't talk about that in full. But I ended off I think around chapter 224. I think it was around the time when Metal Bad's wearing this suit and they're taking care of some monsters. The other heroes are like unable to keep up with the new association with the new heroes. And then Saitama just he's about to do some shit. But
Yeah.
I did get to the entire thing with the on my mask, which was impressive.
What's your thoughts on that? Because
I like it.
when obviously the ninja arc retcons kind of like tapped out people, but like when I read the On My Mask saga, it was pretty good.
Yeah, to me, I mean, first of all, I do like how they're like, big upping Suiko now. I'm actually making the thumbnail, so the thumbnail's actually being worked on, and she's gonna be the main thumbnail now.
Yeah.
So
By the way,
Suiko.
I actually wanted to comment something about Suiko. I think that the fact that
hold
they
on. So
didn't.
he's not
Scale,
he's
let
not
him
like
finish.
fully finished.
Yeah.
He's not- he's
No,
not
no,
fully
yeah,
caught
yeah.
up.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's not that one. It's from
Okay.
when she does the first exam on. I think.
Okay,
You
well,
saw that.
all I know is that they said that she's A rank, and so they gave her that right because she took care of some of the Wolfoid robots, and then afterwards they said she was A rank. I feel like she'd be probably S rank, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Like in terms of martial arts skill, she's actually very, very good. I don't know if she's as strong as Siryu. She says that she's stronger than Siryu, so we'll have to wait and
Probably
see
on the
about
same
that.
tier because they're brother and sister. Probably on the
Because
around
my
the
guess
same
here is that
tier.
Siryu left home early, but my guess is that because she stayed there, she probably learned more from her granddad. That's my guess. And then he
Probably
left.
more skillful than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just thought that her not being S class is kind of bullshit. I'm just.
I can see that too. I can see that too. Go watch anything. Listen, boys, you guys don't see this content. This is all for Cole Plus. Cole Plus, we watch a lot of shit. Okay, we watch a lot of shit. Okay.
Also, I
literally all
understand
plus 10. Brooks
I
minifigs.
understand why everyone was nervous, but it's like I'm not gonna spoil Cole. You don't.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to
Don't
worry.
over there. Yeah, I'm gonna catch up probably within like the next few days. Getting read Hunter on Monday. Probably read some on Tuesday or Wednesday. Read some of the One Punch Man stuff and roll through that. And probably get the Kingdom 2 as well on Thursday. I think I can because I'm trying to stream earlier in the day so I have enough time to game. Because folks have been enjoying the gaming content for sure. Now they're actually posting it more regularly on the channel again. And then I'm not just be more consistent with that with the uploads. That is the thing we just got to do.
We're finally reducing your Marvel Rivals addiction.
Well, to be fair, it's like at this point in time, I'm already like kind of like comfortably in Celestial, and I was like Celestial 3. But then I think so because I still want to get to Eternity, but I'm not committing as hard because I think that the game is fun. Don't get me wrong, like, but it's also like you have to really rely on teammates, and sometimes it can be really, really annoying. Like, I'm trying to balance out my Rivals addiction better. That's basically what it is. You are correct. But also, I'm trying to get other games too. Like, I really listen. Bantam Blade's coming out. I want to play some GTA.
Stellar Blade.
I want to play Stellar Blade. Sekiro, obviously. So like, I need to make the moves that I promised I'd make, and we are. I think we're doing pretty good right now with Resident Evil. It's actually pretty fun. Requiem, and I'm pretty sure we'll be able to like get through that. I want to say within the next few days. Pound, how much of the 500 bits? Cole, you gotta check out the Calcico Storco in Florence, Italy. What the hell's that? It's a sick as fuck rabbit hole. What the hell is this? Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna just mark that shit down right there, dude. Mark it.
But yeah, once
More
you
weird
catch
shit.
up with,
Mark it.
once you catch up with One Punch Man, I do want to have a discussion about Suiko.
Okay,
Like full
good.
on. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, I'll make sure by the time we have next stream, we'll deal with that for sure. For sure. All right.
Well, when you were
so-
reading, did it get to the point where like you're?
Here, I'll show you.
I don't remember if you seen like Siryu going somewhere. Like, did you read that part? Like he was like on the...
Seiyu. Okay, no. What happened was that Wavy Gaza, she was helping out these dudes in a group against a monster, some sort of crocodile monster, and she just beat the crocodile monster. And then Metal Bat was also wearing that new high-tech suit, and then he was also fighting some monsters too. And then Child Emperor was analyzing that suit. That's the last thing I remember in the chapter. That's the last thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So I will probably. I'm gonna tonight I'm gonna be doing Patreon stream. So that's why. So actually, I do want to end the stream right now soon because I do want to get some stuff. I'll do some food first, and then I want to try to do some stuff before we do Patreon stream later tonight. Because I actually want to start the Patreon stream earlier, so I can have time to render this fucking video for the last recommendation reactions of Patreon. I need to do that tonight. So I can upload it on Patreon tomorrow because it's the last fucking batch, bro. It's the last batch. They're fucking done. Render that shit out, ender it, and so on. It's that. Holy fuck! One of the video reactions I made a mistake for the movies, and then I wound up and then the screen was like black screen for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh shit. So
no.
yeah, but I kept the recording obviously, so that part of the screen is black. So I'm gonna splice over the actual footage from the movie itself, and then I'm gonna splice it over that footage. So I need to take care of that later tonight after I do Patreon stream. That's why I'm trying anything earlier so I can take care of all that stuff. Okay.
Not that much to watch today either.
Okay, that's fine then. That's good. Probably then I'll give me more time because I really want to get
Isn't there, like, season
because it's like a
finales?
7-hour stream of me watching like 3 Chinese movies on some really dog shit movie, and then One Outs, which actually was like fucking fire. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like clean as shit. One Outs. That's old
By the
school.
way,
Like
reminding you, Cole.
Atla's out. What's
tomorrow-
Atla? What's up?
Tomorrow is the last episode of the first quarter of this season of One Piece. Just so you.
It's not
Okay, makes
actually.
sense.
It's actually
It's
not.
not.
It's not.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, but I did check like on one of the sites I used to like follow when episodes are airing, and they have heroines
Avatar?
airing next. Dude, I've been hearing a lot of shit things about Avatar this season 2. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, so heroines is airing next week, and then they have an episode slated for the week after. But we'll have to see if that actually holds up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Cole, did you see the announcement poster for like One Punch Man season 3 part 2? That shit is so garbage, bro.
It's in Passione news, so he's probably
Yeah, it's in
Okay,
it's
I'll
it's
get
in
to
the
that later.
official
I don't want
account.
to be depressed right now. Let me just get that for another day.
Being a
bro.
One Punch Man fan is rough nowadays, bro. I feel you. I'm so pissed.
Okay, all right. I will tackle that another time. Okay, holy shit. That's
Oh
all.
my
problem.
god.
Okay. All right, man.
No
I'm
problem.
gonna see you guys
I'm
later.
sorry.
I'm see you guys on Patreon later tonight for the stream reaction. Okay, boys.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Again, next
All
time
right,
we'll have
man,
more cover
peace.
for Hunter x Hunter, for One Piece, and for other stuff. Okay.
All right, peace, everyone.
All right, laters. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get some food. After that, I'm gonna do back in for Patreon. I'm gonna try to start Patreon like 8:30 or 8 if I can. That's my plan. So I want to start earlier so we can get through more Patreon stuff, and then I have the time later tonight to work on that video and just render that out for the Patreon guys. Hopefully. All right, one. Yeah, later. Be easy, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Have a nice one. Oh, One Punch Man anime.